Yeah, it's just like I've got the courage to get out there, put myself out there.
Man, that is really, I mean, it's brave. And and I'm certain that probably shut him down. He had nothing else.
I'm known for nothing if not my bravery. So,
no, that's very, very true. Well, as your shirt says, right on the underline of your screen, you are a star, sir. You are a star. All right, guys. Well, thanks for being here. Let's play our game. This is going to be tough, I would think, because there's really no questions to ask you. Again, like most 80s movies of this kind, nothing happened. So let's just see how it goes. We'll get in there. Gage, I didn't get to ask you how you're doing. I just commented on your shirt. How are you?
I'm good. We had the ultrasound today, so we were supposed to find out the sex, but it didn't happen. They couldn't tell us.
They don't know already that y'all had sex just because there's a baby?
Well, I mean, I guess they can't assume that kind of stuff anymore.
Right.
I always heard if the baby has a penis, then it's a boy.
Right.
Yeah. That makes sense. Well, it's different now. Isn't there like 97,000 genders? So
yeah, but like when they're telling
I can't assume
parents,
that now.
The baby has
when
an
you're
identity.
telling your parents.
We all start out as girls, right? And then it just decides whether it wants to go.
Yes.
Yeah. That's why men have nipples.
Because we all, because they but then they don't produce, right? If it goes, then they don't go.
Yeah. If it has nipples, you can milk it. You can milk anything with nipples.
Jared, you should teach the sex ed class.
Yeah. If it goes, then it doesn't go.
If it's a girl, I just hold its nose and blow in its mouth, right?
If it goes, then it doesn't go.
So that's a Cosby joke. We're not allowed to say those anymore, aren't we?
We say a lot of things we're not supposed to.
That accurate. And we haven't seen each other in a while too. This could be a doozy. All right, guys. Let's Sean, if you don't mind, let's play this game.
And now, Jared Goes to the Movies presents everyone's favorite podcast game show. It's time for 5 questions, where we ask 6 questions, and the high score is 7. Here's your host, Jared Reddick.
Thank you. I do appreciate that. Wow, thunderous applause, guys. Really, really great. Guys, welcome to Jared Goes to the Movies. 5 questions, Police Academy edition. Police Academy 1 and not done. They went on to do, I believe, we talked about this, I'm sure, in the episode, but there are 38 movies in this franchise. 38 Police Academy. It's unbelievable. With us tonight, the reason we no longer have the coin toss here this evening, he is a doctor. He is a once again new homeowner. He has a new friend named Kidney Pete.
He's also rehomed.
Rehomed a kidney.
That didn't work, Eric.
And Eric, don't worry about it, buddy. We're good. Kidney Pete has a cold today, and Kidney Pete is shit. Kidney Pete is shriveling up as we speak. Jason, call a doctor. He's. Oh,
it was fun while it lasted.
Jason, you are 14 wins out of 24, meaning tonight you have a chance yet again to win your 5th wins plaque, everybody. So your 15 wins, you get a 3rd winner's plaque. That'd be your 5th plaque, I believe, if I'm doing the math correctly. So good luck to you. Joey Bishop is here, everybody. Give it up for Joey Bishop. I never actually said Jason Aylesworth. I did his intro so long, I never actually said Dr. Jason Aylesworth is here. But so Dr. Jason Aylesworth and Joey Bishop are here. Joey, 6 wins, 14 attempts. Not too shabby in the grand scheme of things. How are you today, buddy?
I'm doing good.
Good. Well, we were talking a little football earlier and congratulating you and Eric on your Cowboy and Denver Broncos wins. I did not have a glorious day. Thank God I did something that I probably should. It probably would have been predicted that I did not do. I did not go to the game. We got there, and I was like, you know what? It's too much. And it didn't start till 1, and we had to do VIP at 5. So I didn't go, which probably saved my mood because I probably wouldn't have been in a very good mood if I'd have went all the way out there for that piece of shit showing that we did. All right. Also with us, he's played twice. No wins yet, but hey, that can always turn at any time. Gage Strickland is here, everybody. Going to be a dance.
It feels so good your first time after you kind of fumble around a couple times and don't know what the fuck you're doing and just kind of like laying there.
Know what the fuck I'm doing?
Whatever.
Yeah, he's still.
So
he made a baby
one of these days.
You know.
I was talking about this game.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we went back to the pregnancy. Okay, guys. Well, you guys all know how this goes. And as I said earlier, the reason we no longer have the coin flip at the end of this is because Jason Aylesworth, pretty much all 10 of his losses, at least 10 of his losses. No, 10 of his, God damn it. He's lost 10 and pretty much all of them had to do with the coin flip. So Jason, this is the let's actually change the name of this. It's the Kidney Pete coin flip.
I like it.
No. It's the 5-question champions of tiebreaker. Okay.
Sponsored
5
by.
questions, champions of tiebreaker questions of the world, sponsored by Kidney Pete.
There we go.
For the cure.
For the cure.
For the
That's right. That's right. So I'll let you say that, Eric, when it's your time. And it's your time now, actually. Eric, go ahead and let's get on with our tiebreaker question.
I remember the time she cried when tears filled her eyes. As we sang Love Song by Tesla, her smile was turning upside down. She's got a boyfriend now. How many streams does Tesla's Love Song have as of 3 o'clock this afternoon, Central Time? How many streams on Spotify only? I don't know total streams of all platforms, but how many streams on Spotify does Tesla's hit?
Yep.
Maybe signs everywhere. There's signs.
A cover off of the 5-man acoustical jam.
Agreed.
You know what I didn't know? I just found this out. That cover was from a band that had an album called 5-Man Electrical Jam. No, I'm not joking about this. I am not making this up.
And they were called Edison.
I'm telling you, it's. I'm not making this up. But go ahead with your thing.
Well, we need to ask the fellas what.
Oh, you need to do that. Okay, Gage. How many? How many Spotify streams do you feel like Love Song had today at noon?
69 million.
69 million. Good guess, actually. Kidney Pete. I'm sorry, Jason. I can't tell you guys apart now. Jason Aylesworth.
I went 45 million.
5 million. 45. Okay, Joey Bishop. What did you say, buddy?
I went with 116 million.
116 million. I'm gonna say that he is probably closest. That's a pretty massive hit. But older music does not stream as well as newer music, so you never ever know. Okay, we'll file those numbers away there, Eric, and we will use them if we need to later on in the show or the game. This is question number 1. Get your pencils and paper ready as we get into this. Here we go. How many people in the movie Police Academy, on their first day off, they have a day of leave. On their first day of leave, how many people had been kicked out of their group or their squad?
Clan.
On their very first day of leave, they're trying to get everybody thrown out, but they can't throw them out. They have to quit. So how many people have left as of the first day of leave? All right, let's go with Gage first. Gage, what'd you say?
4.
All right, Kidney Pete. I'm sorry, Jason. What did you say?
I had 4.
Okay, and Joey Bishop.
I couldn't remember. I put 12.
The answer is 4, guys. 4. I'm surprised. What, guys? They say, guys, question number 2, they say for every action, there is a equal and opposite reaction. They say that no energy is created. Everything is a response from other energy, so to speak. What actually caused the riot in Police Academy? What object actually started the riot? You laughing at the way I asked the question?
Yeah. What? All that's true, but where did that come from? Because that's from something.
No, I just was thinking about it
It's
because
from your physics book,
I was
Jared.
just thinking about it. I don't know. I was just thinking about.
I know that. I know that's from a film. I know that.
Oh, you just don't think I know that.
It's not that even that I don't think you know that. It was just put in such an incredibly delicate and brilliant, forthcoming way that
You have my
there was
notes
no way
right off the top of my head. It's right off the
Okay.
top of my head. You see exactly what I see.
I didn't think maybe it was like the theme song to like Small Wonder or something that you just have locked away.
No.
Okay.
No, I literally just said that out of my head.
Okay.
Jason Aylesworth, what you got?
Apple throw.
Okay. Joey.
I got nothing.
All right. Gage.
An apple.
An apple is correct, guys. Gage and Jason both with 2. Joey still no points on the board yet. But however, guys, remember, it's anybody's game until the very last question.
Question.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, guys. This is a pretty easy one. What is the full name of the bar at which the cadets are sent for the party, thinking that they're going to bust the guys and end up having a night of dancing? What's the name of the bar the two tattletales are sent to? And they have a nice little thing of dancing with the village people, Judas Priest.
Yeah, Rob Halford
is there.
hanging out.
Yeah, just there. Okay,
Lemmy.
Joey, what you got? Lemmy was not. That's not a thing.
The Blue Oyster.
Okay, Gage, what did you say?
Blue Oyster Bar.
All right, and Jason.
Yeah, Blue Oyster Bar.
That's right, Blue Oyster Bar. I told Casey, I was telling. Well, I guess we'll talk about this on the show, I'm sure. But guys, everybody's got 3 except Joey. He has 1. But it's always funny when you on the subsequent movies. Anytime they just play that song, you just it's instinctively you just know it's pretty fun. So good. All right, guys. Very, very good score so far. This is going to be the my 4th question, guys. My 4th question. All right, guys. When Mahoney is calling Captain Reed to along with Harris to beg him to let him out of the program. They were going to team up and let him out of the program. He waves to his love interest out the window. Okay. Was she or was she not wearing a bra? Right. Was she or was she not wearing a bra? Now, we saw a lot of bras in this. Obviously, police uniforms, they are I'm sure of standard issue. But who knows? Was she or was she not wearing a brassiere? We are back to you, Gage. Gage, what did you say?
I'm going to say no.
All right. Jason?
I went with yes, but we're supposed to be looking at the thighs.
Yep. Good point. Good point. Joey?
I went with not.
The answer is I rewound it 3 times, even with my wife sitting there. She was not wearing a bra. That's right. We've made it interesting, haven't we? Threw him a little curveball there. Gage with 4, Jason with 3, Joey with 2. It's anybody's game. This will be my last question, guys. And aren't you glad of that? Okay, guys. Here we go. The let's see here, guys. I'm sorry. I should have had one in mind, but oh, okay. No, that's not good. Sorry, guys. No. I'm good. I just sorry, guys. I'm serious. Like, my notes are ridiculous. There's literally nothing happens in this motion picture. It's absolutely crazy. Okay. No. I got it. All right, I got it. Okay, guys. This will be the last question from me. This is pretty tough, but I have faith in all three of you to get this correct. All right. We all know Commandant Lassard from his many appearances in the Police Academy movies, of which he gave many glorious speeches. What is Commandant Lassard's first name? What is Commandant Lassard's first name? I almost asked you what Mahoney's first name was, and
Patrick.
That one, no. Oh. Okay, Joey Bishop, you're up first. What is Lassard's first name?
Eric.
All right, Gage.
I said Edwin. I knew it started with an E.
All right, Jason.
Eric.
It is Eric. Both spelled it correctly with the C. Wow, we've got an interesting game here. Gage and Jason both have 4. Joey Bishop finds himself in a wacky spot that he is. Oh, no. Wait, no, that's Jason. Never mind. Joey finds himself where he always is. It's 4-3. We're fucking good, guys. Now it is time for
Eric's off on a tangent again.
Police Academy is the second highest grossing Steve Guttenberg film based on worldwide box office, and not surprisingly, 3 Men and a Baby is number 1. What movie comes in third on Steve Guttenberg's list of highest grossing films? And whatever happened to that guy? He was everywhere for so long.
This just in.
Maybe he just met. You know what? I think my initial guess was going to be wrong. I think I might know this one, actually. I'm interested.
Okay.
I got a couple in mind. It's going to be interesting to see what everybody says. All right, Gage, you are up.
Short Circuit.
Okay, great guess. Jason?
I also went with Johnny 5. Short Circuit.
Johnny 5. Okay, let's see. Rat Pack. Joey Bishop.
Didn't get anything.
Didn't get anything. Wow. I'm curious to know, Eric, if the answer to this is Short Circuit or Cocoon.
The correct answer for Eric's off on a tangent again. Question number 6, wherein I asked what is the third highest grossing Steve Guttenberg film, is none other than, I think, one of the best movies of all time. I mean, if you really go back and just kind of look through his body of work and cinema in general, you know, I don't think there's any debating that Cocoon would be the third highest grossing film of Steve Guttenberg's career.
Everybody got it wrong. Wait, sorry. Everybody got it wrong.
Except for Jarrett.
Wow. Yeah. I would have said Cocoon as well. I think Short Circuit did great, but I think it was kind of a cult thing. And then Short Circuit 2 was kind of a big sequel for them. All right, guys. Gage with 4, Jason with 4, Joey with 3. Jason, here's where we're at, man.
I got a coin.
You find yourself in the exact predicament you have been in so many times. You've gotten the most answers correct, along with Gage, but there can only be one to move forward against Joey Bishop in the final question. So let's go to Eric. Between Gage and Jason, who was closer to Tesla's love song streams on Spotify as of noon today?
Dr. Jason Aylesworth is closer at 45 million against an actual count of 500,000 approximately.
That is all, huh? 32 million is all.
You said it. Those old songs by kind of
don't-
shitty bands just don't perform real well.
Okay. All right. Well, Jason is closest. Gage, I'm sorry. That does mean that you will not win today. However, you can sit there and bask in the fact that you also did not get the lowest score.
And you're
all right,
used to it anyway.
Right.
That's
and
true.
So, Jason, here you go, buddy. You can now just hope that Rat Pack Joey Bishop does not know the answer to.
It's time for Sean's questions, the 7th question, and sometimes it's hard.
Hey, Joey. All right, 3 categories. Police training, roomies. I'm out of here.
Let's do police training.
Police training. How many weeks of training is there at the academy for the new recruits?
It is 14 weeks or 12 weeks. Sorry,
What's your final answer?
12.
That is incorrect.
It is incorrect, right?
It's 14.
It's 14.
It's 14. But then he tells him at one point that he's going to keep him for 24 weeks.
He always said 24. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, you didn't get it right, man. You had it right, and then you changed it. Oh no! But that does mean that Dr. Jason Aylesworth and Kidney Pete are tonight's winners. Jason, you've just won your 3rd 5 wins pocket plaque. How does that feel? Are you going to hang these up in your new home for everybody to see?
If I ever see them, absolutely. I'll have more shelves behind me in the new place. So
Okay, awesome.
they'll get up there eventually.
Did you not take him his at the show? Like he has 2 here, right?
I think I gave Jason one at the show.
Yeah. Do you have some of them? You don't have any of them?
No, I've got beer glasses and everything else, but yeah, I never got the plaques.
We got to send those out.
Well, let's hear it from Kidney Pete on his win tonight.
Kidney Pete is back in the infirmary.
Every day that Kidney Pete is around is a win, I think.
That's true. That is true. Hey guys, thank you so much. Gage, good job tonight, man. And Josh, great showing. I'm sorry that last question didn't work out for you, but that's the name of the game. Jason, congratulations on your win. And as always, we absolutely could not do this show without you, because if Eric didn't get paid, he wouldn't fucking be here. So
Nope.
we appreciate you guys, and thank you for your support, and come hang out on the chat if you can. We'll see y'all later.
Later, guys.
Bye.
Have fun at your Hell in the Cell match.
Casey is probably close. Let me see what she's saying. Just a couple of minutes behind. She says to start without her, though. So do y'all want to just start?
I'm good.
Yeah, let's just start. No reason to take a break.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Jarrett Goes to the Movies, a weekly podcast where Jarrett Reddick and friends get together and talk about a movie that they watched that week. Plus, whatever the hell else is on their minds. Get ready for the best hour and a half you'll have in the next hour and a half. Here they are, Eric, Casey, Sean, Amy, and because he's famous, his name's on the show, Jarrett. Welcome to Jarrett Goes to the Movies. Ladies and gentlemen.
What?
I was doing my Disney whistle, and Sean fucked it up. God damn it. Hey, that's a good way to start the show, just with GD right out of the fucking gate, right? You know, like just shot out of a goddamn cannon. Hey, everybody.
Just trying to whistle, Sean.
Welcome to Jarrett Goes to the Movies. We are happy that you're here. However it is that you're joining us, we are an audio podcast that goes out live on Twitch and on YouTube when we do it. And some people watch it. Not everybody, but some people. But a lot of you listen, and thank you for that. Today we're going to be talking about the movie Police Academy. This was a big movie, pretty much not just for me, but all 80s kids. I'm going to be able to break down why, I think I'm going to be able to to convince you all, and to pretty much anyone because I don't feel like this is one of the ones. We've been talking about these a bunch, just within my friend group and stuff, as to what are the movies that you grew up with that you really want your kids to see and appreciate and know and love, right? So everybody goes straight to Goonies, Back to the Future, Sandlot,
Schindler's List,
Deep Throat, but in all seriousness, we all sort of do gravitate to, or the Karate Kid is a big one, and these ones they are timeless. They work still. They don't need to be remade. Red Dawn did not need to be remade. It was. And guess what I didn't fucking do, Eric? I didn't
watch it.
Yeah, I didn't fucking watch it. Yeah. It didn't need
You
to
showed them. You vote with your pocketbook, people. So if they put out this bullshit, then you just say, this movie sucks. I'm not watching this.
It's like the Tiger Mart. I still haven't been back. There's no way they haven't felt that.
Oh, they felt it for sure.
They've got to feel it.
I bet
they're only keeping the electricity on 45 minutes for every hour up there now because of you.
Handwritten note in the mail.
I bet I don't.
An apology.
I bet I don't. Now, Eric is a little under the weather, but being a absolute stud muffin and joining us for the show via remote. Eric, let's just check in with you. How you doing, pal?
I feel fine. Everything's fine. I don't know why everyone keeps asking me if I feel good, because it's fine. Everybody in this goddamn house has been sick since basically the day after we went, for a week, because yesterday, we had the pleasure of joining you to go to the Eagles concert.
Yes.
Which was amazing. And I haven't had a chance, because then the next day you left to go on tour. I haven't even had a chance to express to you how much that meant to me. And I didn't even really know it was going to affect me the way it did, but we can talk about that some other time.
We should talk anyway. Now, let's actually talk about that show.
Get into the meat of it, Eric.
No, because I think we haven't talked about it because, like as you said, I last minutely had to leave for tour because they changed the time that the bus had to leave, so we had to cancel our show last week.
Yeah, didn't we?
Yeah, and so Eric, me and you and Sean and Dave and Casey and Kelsey. Is that everybody? And Rob went and saw the Eagles, and it was a great concert. And then and would you say now, Sean, you were pretty blown away by this show, right?
Yeah, this was like a bucket list forever, and I just want to say thank you one more time.
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh, that's so cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was like you guys. We got into the building. You guys were getting beers. I'm like, they're playing Hotel California. I'm going in.
Right.
I just stood there in awe. So
yeah, we sort of all knew we were going to miss that song, didn't we? Like on the way over, we're like, well, they play Hotel California first. Like it's an 11-minute song or whatever. So there's no way we're in our seats by the time that thing starts.
You know, we were there in plenty of time. We were at the bar at 6. The doors were at 8. And somehow we still missed the first song.
We kept doing that. Let's just get one more because someone still has some. You know, like I'll get one more and catch up.
And also who we saw at the bar.
This is actually super interesting, Amy. We're sitting there at a table. We had a round table, as is tradition. I was going over the plans for the battle and all that stuff with these guys, and
eating our mutton legs and
all of it, and
drinking our ale.
Sean looks over and he goes, "Is that Chris?" And I'm like, kind of look over. Is that Cranfield?
Well, I asked you because you had a better angle.
Yeah, and I look and I go, it could. No, I don't think. You know what? That fucking is. That's him. He was sitting like Chris Cranfield and his dad are sitting 10 feet away from us. And those of you who are fans of the show, you know, Chris is a longtime supporter. He's been on here quite a bit. He's been through some health stuff. Would love him very much. And there he was. And so Sean just started texting him, or you called him and he kept.
I called him, but he
he kept denying your call, right?
Lifts the phone up so we all can kind of see, and then he's just decline.
Oh no!
It was great.
I'm always paranoid that someone's going to call me when I'm in my car, and they're like right next to me, and I'm just like, "Fuck no!" And just
so I had that exact paranoia.
I hate it.
It's like they call you because they're behind you.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and they see you.
I see you roll your eyes.
Yeah.
Fuck no.
Yeah.
So I called back 2 more times, and then I just took a photo of the back of him and sent it to him. And
Oh.
he turns around and was like, "You assholes!"
That was funny. Well, we had a great night. The concert was absolutely amazing. Probably the best sounding band I've ever seen.
Oh, totally.
I can't actually think of one that's ever sounded better. I don't even know that I should try. It was perfect in every way. And I was very moved by Deacon Fry singing his father's songs and by seeing Vince Gill. And...
I was going to bring that up. I don't know if you knew that Vince Gill is in the Eagles.
That doesn't sound right. I mean, you're pretty and all, but why don't you just keep your musical opinions to yourself? Man,
That was I was passing you guys right in the little ramp area. Me and Rob had gone to pee and get beers, and then you and Kelsey on your way down. And Kelsey's like, he just looked at me and goes, "What? You tell the
this
story."
motherfucker. Well,
yeah,
okay. So during the first act, it like obviously I know
the Eagles, by the way. They opened up.
Fry,
oh, good for them.
Yeah.
Glenn Fry is no longer with the band. He passed away, and I didn't know at the time that was his son Deacon. But I also didn't know that Vince Gill had joined up with them many years ago. And during the first act, he's wearing like a bowler hat, and I guess I'm just not quite paying attention to like who is the guy. I just think he's some session musician that they bring in to fill the spot, and that's fine. And so later during the show, Kelsey's like, "How cool is it? Vince Gill is playing with these guys." And I'm like, "No, babe, no. Don't be a moron." Whatever else I said. Shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about. And she's not even a minute and a half later, just holds her phone over with Google pulled up. Like, is Vince Gill playing with the Eagles? Yes. And here he is. And so the rest of the night was me getting kicked in the nuts over not knowing that was Vince Gill. And it only makes it worse because I like patted her on the head. Oh,
you're adorable.
Yeah. And also because I kind of pride myself on like country music and the Grand Ole Opry and all the like bluegrass music, and totally spaced on that. So that was all pretty embarrassing. But
great show. We went afterwards to back to the same bar to have a couple of drinks to avoid traffic, and then as is tradition, Casey talks us into going to karaoke.
Monday night karaoke
at a little gay bar down in Dallas, and we had the best time ever.
The most COVID-friendly gay bar of all time, by the way, because there was nobody in there.
Right.
Yeah.
And there were nobody in there, but we go in, and we of course got to all do our stuff, and there's so many stories we could tell about that particular thing, but we probably should move on because we've still got to talk about Police Academy at some point. But it was I left my
phone in my Uber when I got home, and so I didn't get it back until 3:00 the next day when my very nice Uber driver met me in Richardson because he's from down there, and I live.
I'm sorry that happened.
But in any event, everybody in this house has been sick since the day after, and it's been a fucking nightmare. But everyone has been COVID tested and are negative, so it's just these sinus infections, and we'll fucking deal with it. So thanks for taking us to the show and giving me a sinus infection.
Well, I don't have it, so I don't know that it was me. We're fine, and I actually left the next day, very hungover. Me and Rob both were a wreck because again, it's this fucking Fireball. I'm telling you, every time I drink that, I've said this in our group, right? Yep. I know that that's gonna make me feel terrible, and I do it every fucking time, and especially if Kelsey's there, because like that's like Kelsey, that's her fun juice.
That's our drink.
And then once she gets on the fire, then like, well, fuck, we're in this for the long haul. Let's do this shit, And but Rob and I both the next day had to wake up, find out, we had found out the night before that instead of leaving at 12 o'clock at midnight, which we were going to do the show last week, we had to leave at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And I was in bed until 12:30 or 12:45. And I wake up and Casey is like quietly just doing all of my laundry and sorting all of my clothes so that I have everything to like just being so sweet. And I am a mess, like a mess. Like
that's because I was secretly passing the fireball to other people.
Yeah. but yeah, we left for tour. Now these shows were interesting. 2 of these shows were the original COVID shows. So they were booked in March of 2020.
17.
20. That's when they were supposed to happen.
Right.
So these are the ones that right after my birthday being the last hurrah, then your birthday being like the really last hurrah, Amy.
Yep.
I was supposed to leave and go to these shows, and we had to cancel. So they got moved to September of last year.
Right. Back when we thought that it was only going to last a few months.
COVID still keeps going or whatever. They got moved a year away. And we just completed those shows. Now, here's what's crazy. 2 weeks before those shows are happening, there is talk of us needing to cancel those shows. And it came down to, all right, we're going to do what we can. We'll do protocols and all of that. And don't fucking write in with me about COVID shit. I don't give a fuck what you think. So, but we did a thing. We're like, hey, the band requests that you be vaccinated or have a negative test or whatever. And, all 3 of the venues enforced it and 1 venue didn't. And they're, but we did what we could do. Doesn't matter. 3 of the 4 shows sold out, and it was an awesome tour.
Cool.
Bowling for Soup is back. We took Don't Panic with us, which is Rob's brother Ted. That is his band, and got to play with some other August Winters, a cool dude that I'd played with back in Pittsburgh before. We played with
that's totally a porn star name, right?
Jack Nice Stiletto. And just some great bands that were to join us on that. So any and all of you, many of you at the VIP, which was also a little bit weird in that we had to social distance. We had to take our photos from the stage with people in front of us, but they look cool. But so many people, guys. And this is a testament to you for just saying, Jared Goes to the Movies is my favorite podcast and this, and gets me through my work, my commute. And it's every single VIP and just random fans and all that. So I want to thank everybody who is a fan of this show. I think a few people who are supporters actually came out, and I was not able to connect with you. And for that, I am sorry. I was under some pretty strict guidelines myself for the safety of my own band and crew. So I was not able to mingle, go out into the room, or, even take photos after the show or anything like that.
That's got to be weird for you.
It's weird
because it's usually your thing.
Yeah. And I like that interaction. I like the after the show thing. I like the before the show thing. I like to go, and especially if it's in those size venues where it's, 600 to 1,000 people, like I like to go out front and like watch the opening band and like hear what it sounds like. And as long as I'm not drawing attention away from them, then I'm comfortable doing that. Once it becomes a thing where it's like, can we get a photo? Then people aren't watching that band. Then I tend to draw a force field around me and just fucking get the fuck out of there. Anyway, it was a great tour. I am back. Most betting people probably would have bet that I would have canceled today's episode because I just got back late last night. But screw you guys, I'm here. Eric, I know you don't feel good. Amy, I know you're exhausted from teaching. But we're going to freaking do this. Casey is with us now.
Yay.
Hey.
Hi.
How are you today? Today you were karate mom.
Karate mom. Yep.
Yeah.
Today was
Prove it.
she had a crazy day Saturday.
Next time you're over here, I'll prove it.
They had a baseball game and a snack, and she was snack parent, and we do the walk-up music, but normally I'm here to do that. So she had to do baseball snack, the walk-up music, get him there, which actually the latter is the hardest part.
Getting his shoes on
is the hardest fucking thing. And then a soccer game.
Snack parent.
Oh, you were snack parent for the soccer game.
Yeah, and I made this happen. I made it. I did it all on his the same
on
day,
his birthday.
And I made like little birthday goodie bags.
That's right. Yeah,
she did it on purpose.
Yeah, now
she
I don't have to.
Killed the walk-up music, by the way.
Awesome. I knew she would. Well,
I don't have to participate anymore because I'm done.
Yeah, that's true. I missed his birthday because we had his party the week before, and so Casey actually told me, she goes, "You should just send him a video because I don't think you're going to want to wake up at 6:30 in the morning to wish him happy birthday." And I actually thought about saying, well, I'll just stay up till 6:30, but he doesn't need to see me in that shape, And so now, Casey, one time I did stay up till 9 o'clock in the morning to pick you up at an English airport.
That was the best.
Yeah. And just had drank everything on the bus with Daniel Cotton. And
usually I just pull it. I love, sometimes they will like send me a car and I'll go meet them. But my favorite is like the bus will just pull up in front of the airport. I get to go hop on and take a nap, and that's the shit. But something weird.
We just lost one ear.
There
Okay.
it
Yep. There it is. Okay, it's back.
But yeah, I'm over at the luggage area just getting my stuff, and I look over and he's just in the airport, and I'm like, that can't be good because it is 9 a.m. and
baby,
literally him and Daniel Cotton
arm in arm.
Yep, just wandering through. I was like, oh fuck, like head down.
Well, we had our bus driver with us too, so like
in the airport.
Yeah, Coach was with us. We didn't.
He waited out front though.
Oh, okay. So it was up to us to guide you back.
Wobbling through arm in arm to come get me from the airport, like I was gonna not know where the big fuck off bus was outside of the one door to leave fucking that area of Heathrow.
Yeah, but anyway, I didn't stay up. Instead, what I did was, guys.
Then I got to see him at about 8:00 p.m. that night because he slept.
I didn't have to do sound check or anything. I literally woke up, went to the VIP, went back to bed, and then played the show. And it was a fucking glorious show, by the way. But the night before Everett's birthday, I had 700 people sing happy birthday to him and videotaped it. And so he's at the age where that was cool. I think I've done that for him and the other kids before, but they were maybe younger and it kind of doesn't have the same impact. But Casey said he thought that was pretty damn cool.
It was fucking cool.
Yeah, he was showing Henry.
He was showing all the friends.
Yeah.
all the friends.
I love it
so
so
good.
much. Yeah. And so anyway, it's being in a rock and roll band, you miss a lot of things, but thank God technology is what it is that we can at least, be there as best we can. Guys, welcome to the show. Well, Sean, do you got anything to report? Well, we talked to you about the Eagles, right? We're good, right? We're good. He's just nodding. And Eric, I want to tell you, your nose is not near as red as it was when we first started. Whenever you first came on, you looked like the guy on the Kleenex commercial from back in the day that was just like a nose that was red. He just walked around. And there they are. Do you guys buy just tissues, or is that Kleenex brand?
This is fucking Kleenex Puffs plus lotion.
Oh, okay. That's the heavy stuff. That's expensive. You guys, you know what you're doing. Yeah.
You can jerk off with these too. So it's it works for.
I don't like the lotion. It's got the lotion in it, right? Already there.
Yeah, or on it. It doesn't feel that way though. I mean, my review of these is I would say you wouldn't know that they had lotion if someone just handed you one. But maybe that's the whole point, is that when you're using Puffs plus lotion tissue towelettes, only your nose knows.
Yeah. So follow your nose. It always knows.
Those of you that can't see, he's holding it up like he's presenting the tissue box for his commercial.
If you're ever in the mood for the world's best tasting tissues, nope.
Oh man. just a little news here. We are in talks again with Lava Cantina to be presenting you guys a movie and an appearance by a very famous celebrity live. So everybody, please pay attention to that. Make sure that you're following us on Facebook and all the socials and the Instagrams and all that. Me and Rob have just announced a Bowling for Soup sing-along acoustic tour in the UK that will happen in December. Tickets on sale now. This is a lot different from my last several tours over in the UK. I've been doing storytellers thing where emotionally it's sort of an up and down roller coaster. There's sad and happy and devastating shit. This is all upbeat sing-along songs that you all know, and we're gonna try and help you recover a little bit from the last insanity of the last 18 months. Bowling for Soup is back at Lava Cantina on October 9th. That's coming up. So those of you in the Dallas area or those of you who want to come in, our last show there was the fastest selling out show in the history of the club. This one, not quite as fast, but there is a lot going on. But it will sell out, so make sure you get your tickets. As I get into how we do this show and how we keep it going, I do want you guys to know that we are very thankful for all of our Patreon supporters. I'm going to just say that I have really slacked on the perks. So I am going to get 2 of those out as quickly as possible. And we should be able to get our very special one that we tried to do in the spring out very soon as well. So I'll be working on that this week with Jonathan and we will get it done. We do have 2 new Patreon supporters at the $2 level. Let me take that again. At the $2 level, Heath Dills. Thank you, Heath. And at the $20 level, you will now hear these initials every single week as one of our new producers, DW. DW in the morning and the night.
Cincinnati.
Man, you got to talk to Dennis about that. Dennis fucking loves WKRP in Cincinnati.
Who doesn't?
This is a David Dooley and Woody Chambers production. The way that you can support this show, it does not have to be with money. If you would like to support us financially, that would be great. And with that comes great discounts and perks and exclusive things. You just go to patreon.com/Jarrett Goes to the Movies. But you can also just leave a great review, or you can give us a thumbs up or share our posts or tell a friend. All of that counts and keeps our numbers going good so that we can keep bringing you this top-notch entertainment. Our producers from our Patreon site are all $20 and up supporters, and they are Ad Craner, Amy Strongbottom Pittsinger, Andy Smith, Brian Mason, Brian Sullivan, Brian Dunning, Shell Ordway, Chris the $12 Million Man, Eagles fan, Cranfill, Chris Jacobs, Corey Reed, DW, Daniel Cotton, David Dooley, David Kendrick, David the Original Murray, Dennis Hop, Denny Chambers, Diane Small, Dom Surfin Petretta, Ernie Soulman McCracken, God damn it, Gage Strickland, Gregory Cordone, Craig Lee. We should be what was that movie? Oh, I tried to do the theme song for this movie called Master of Disguise one time, but that's not a very good. Did I ever play you guys that? I should one time. I was pitching theme songs so much back then, and I tried to pitch the theme song to Master of Disguise with Dana Carvey, and it's pretty funny. We got to think of some sort of a thing for Greg Lee where it's like some sort of because I don't know if you guys know this or not, but he dresses up.
He does the dress ups.
Yeah, he does the dress ups. Greg Lee, everybody. Greg the Hammer Stevens, a Hangover You Don't Deserve podcast. Hugh Jascock. James Ridinger. James Ridinger actually did come see us in Pittsburgh. James, I'm sorry once again, I could not come out and say hello. I think I sent someone out to tell you what was going on. Again, I do apologize for not being able to shake your hand. I hope I can do that again soon. Jared Spear, Dr. Jason Ellsworth with his special guest, Kidney Pete, Jay Palladino, Jeff Millman, Jeff Yeager, fucking Joe Barlow, Rat Pack, Joey Bishop, John Gickler, Joseph Richards, Josh Hanlon, Josh Millman, Kate Etro, who went to all 4 shows, guys, and can wrangle the kazoo crew in the fan page like no other. It's unbelievable.
She's a badass.
She is a badass. Katie. Oh, she brought us a cake too, by the way.
Of course.
And it's this Jack Daniel's whiskey cake in a box. And Chris Burney did a unboxing of it. and I videotaped it. And so I'm going to get that like chopped down or whatever. And we'll get Sean to get that out on the internet. But it is fucking hilarious. So anyway, everybody watch for that on the Bowling for Soup stuff. The unboxing of the Kate Etro Jack Daniels whiskey cake. Katie Gardner, Kim Murphy, Kirsty Fisher. Lily Holohan, Lindsay Sponsor Sponsel, Lisa Wenzel, Lucy Murray, Mandy Birch, Mandy Pretty, Michael McClary, Michael Price, Mike Breton, Mike Leblanovitz, Nick Rignoni, Rodon James, Ray Elliott, Rich Osborne, Robert, Dirty Muffins O'Doyen, Ryan Clydesdale, Sean Blackstone, Sean Barger, Steve May, Steve Rhodes, Tom Poo Poo Murray. Or is it Pew Pew? It's Pew Pew. Okay. Poo Poo would be like Poo Poo would be like Poopoo, right? Yeah. I wrote a joke one time. This is a good one.
But I guess if you're saying like ew,
pew, 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 but it's pew. Here I wrote this joke. Okay, Amy, knock knock.
Who's there?
Poop.
Poo poo.
You said poo poo. All right. Let's get. I fucking wrote that shit. Trey Wren, Vinnie Cataldo, Wendy Matta, Woody Chambers, and Svi Hurst. Everybody, give it up for our amazing, amazing sponsors.
You wrote a poop joke.
I did.
It drops next week.
Hi-yo.
I wish I had a button over here.
I can do it for you. All right. We have one of the good things if you are at the $35 level or up. Now that's a month, not an episode, guys. You can submit a movie review anytime you want, and it's part of the show. So here we go. Jay Palladino with his Police Academy review.
And we are at it again. Jarrett Goes to the Movies fam. It's Jay Palladino with you on location from the Blue Oyster. Oh, yeah. These movies were so funny. The first four of them were anyway. I mean, Steve Guttenberg was at the top of his game when these movies started coming out. George Gaines as Commandant Lassard, and the craziness of Michael Winslow and his vocalizations on that guy was crazy. In fact, he just showed up on America's Got Talent, I think, or something. He just kind of showed up there, and then the judges loved him, and they were like, "Yeah, you're gonna move on to the next phase." All right, sure. It's Michael Winslow. He's a voice guy. He does all the crazy sounds. Anyways, this movie was one of the first movies with Kim Cattrall that I ever saw, with Steve Guttenberg that I ever saw, and the witty, crazy, and probably nowadays problematic banter between the entire cast and ensemble of this movie put this in its classic comedy range. So that's what I wanted to express to you tonight. It's just a great show. It's a great movie. Watch the first four and then pretend like none of the other ones ever happened, because they just didn't. They just really didn't. Bob Goldthwait is hysterical, by the way. He's a Syracuse guy. I don't know if you knew. He's a Syracuse guy. So enjoy Police Academy.
Very good. Very good. Crazy. Did you see his shirt, Eric?
Yeah. What in the hell is going on?
He was wearing a WKRP in Cincinnati shirt. That is insane.
Doesn't make any sense.
About that. Man, the world is weird, isn't it? All right. Thank you, Jay, for that. Great review. Police Academy, rated R, 1984 comedy/crime. I don't know where the crime is, but yeah, an hour and 36 minutes.
There was some looting.
There was some. I mean, towards the end, I found it fun. Well, shit. I'll wait. I'll talk about it in a minute. But yeah, pretty close on the reviews. 6.7 out of 10 on IMDb. 55% on Rotten Tomatoes. I can only think that percentage continues to go down. There's no way that had they asked that back in the day that it would have been that. And I'm gonna try to explain why as we get into this episode. The budget on this, $4.5 million. This thing at the box office made $81 million. Good Lord. So what I'm thinking, somebody during 5 questions asks about Steve Guttenberg and like where he went, right? I'm thinking he had to have
Six too with Mary Kate and Ashley.
Well, he had to have signed some sort of a deal on this franchise and made a boatload of money, and then only to go on to 3 Men and a Baby and that franchise and make a boatload of money.
And
And
It
then
Takes Two with Mary Kate and Ashley.
well, hold on, and then
got a lot of my money. That's
Short
for sure.
Circuit. That I mean, all of his movies were
Dang.
franchises. You know, they didn't make another Cocoon one because those old people were gone.
Or It Takes Two.
Okay, It
with
Takes Two
Mary Kate
with
and Ashley
Mary
and
Kate and
Kirstie-
Ashley.
Kirstie Alley.
It too takes two.
It takes two now, baby. It takes two now, baby. How
It
about
takes
you?
two to make a thing go right.
Ooh, good one. It takes two to make it out of sight.
I came
Yeah.
to rock right now. I'm Rob Bass. I came to get down. I'm not internationally known, but I'm
Now,
known to rock a microphone. I'm sorry. Yes.
Eric, had you ever seen Police Academy before?
Okay, so obviously, this is not the kind of movie that my parents would have wanted me and my little brother watching when we were, I would have been like 7 when this movie came out. Sorry, they're crying in the other room. I'm like, what is going on? I was like 7, you know, so we weren't like prime. What?
Why not?
Well, a lot of reasons.
Because it has crime.
Because the crime.
There was, I specifically remember that there was a bra in this film, so you know, where parents would have been out on that. The bra is what the
Your mom was
devil
out on bras.
uses to hold breasts.
The devil breast holders.
And so, but I for sure saw this at a buddy's house, like on the down low one time, and remember thinking it was hilarious, which is why I was pretty convinced that I was going to watch this at some point for this podcast and fucking hate it. Because if I liked it when I was like 7 or 8, what are the
Right.
odds that I still like it as an adult?
Yep.
But you want to know something?
I'm gonna guess and say I don't think you loved it, but I don't think you hated it.
No, I didn't hate it at all. I probably liked it for different reasons than when I was a kid. Like, I'm sure as a kid, I thought Michael Winslow was awesome. I just thought it was okay this time around. But there's some funny stuff that happens here that I probably didn't catch when I was 8 or 7. And I really did think it was really funny.
Yeah. Casey, one of the questions on 5 questions is in that one scene, did she have a bra on or not? And Jason Ellsworth got it wrong.
She probably did, right?
No, there's
Oh,
no
you
way
didn't
she
think
had
so?
one. No, she definitely did not have a bra on that. In that
Back
scene.
then, I mean,
Those little flimsy,
they're
like
just a thin piece of
they're just to
fabric.
lift them up. They're not to do
And
anything.
sometimes not even lift, just to have like a little band, but they could flop over.
I'm
if there's
telling you,
enough
there was
fabric.
no flopping.
No, I'm not saying
Get
there
her on
has
the
to be
phone.
floppy.
Yeah,
Yeah, really.
I'm telling you.
She's not busy.
You see those things in Mischief, and it looked exactly the same in that little t-shirt. All right, Eric. So did you do a pre-synopsis? You didn't need to do a pre-synopsis then. Let's
I
just
don't need to
figure
do
out
that.
Let's just hear what the movie's about.
Over
Then.
the Eric Boy synopsis.
No, I wasn't on the right tab. I'm on the right tab now. Do you want to play the song again? Make it sound like
Over to Eric Boy synopsis.
a group of
Over to Eric Boy synopsis.
a group of good.
Over
Will you just
to
play the
Eric
song the
Boy
right?
synopsis.
Go ahead. Just do it.
I'm
not going to play it anymore.
A group of.
Oh.
A group of good-hearted but incompetent misfits enter the police academy, but the instructors there are not going to put up with their pranks.
Oh my God. What the?
I didn't
Like,
realize until
I don't
halfway
even-
through that how
Oh.
sassy of a synopsis
Yeah.
that is. They're not gonna put up with their
There's a sassy synopsis button.
And this particular version of Police Academy, there's not even
That's-
really any pranks.
That's your new bit, Casey. Sassy synopsis.
Sassy synopsis.
Come on.
For somebody with a lisp.
Yeah, that's kind of a dick move, Eric.
Yeah, fuck off.
Damn, Eric.
And girl. Okay.
All right.
I don't think I've ever said something that made me more than that. Sassy synopsis. It's just like, oh, it hurts. Great.
Sassy.
And I've got
Sassy.
braces now, and I feel like I've just slobbered everywhere.
Say breakfast sandwich.
Breakfast sandwich.
No, you paused there. Like
Breakfast sandwich.
Say suffer and succotash.
I've never been able to say that. Suffer and suck.
Oh, you did.
Yeah,
You
it's
did
not really. It's. I just think it's when you're not thinking about it because it does. It's not pronounced all the time.
Thanks.
You're welcome. All right, Sean. Let's dive into the movie Police Academy 1.
What the hell's going on here? Hi, Lou.
Lou? This rude little punk won't park my car.
Mahoney, park this car. Spangoli, take a look. If you can find us, do it now, or you're fired. Understand? Fired. Fired? That's not fair. The guy has a bad attitude. What? Do it. Okay, I want you to apologize to this man, then park his car. Yes, sir. Sorry.
Get out of here.
And clean the ashtray while you're at it. Yeah, I'm sorry, Lou. You just can't get good help these days. Respect for anything. They don't respect the customer. They don't respect property. They don't respect respect. I mean, my holy shit! Jesus! It fits! Damn thing fits! I thought there were no more spaces. Am I an idiot or what?
So good. So good. Boy, that kills me to see that car wrecked like that. I fucking love those so much. Yeah, it's crazy. Steve Guttenberg was such a huge star in the 80s. I mean, it was, you literally just put the guy's name on something and it was huge. And
but that's why I asked what happened to him, because I was thinking the same thing you just outlined. Between this franchise and the Short Circuits and the Men and the Little Boys and the whatever else, it's like Rick Moranis, was in everything until he was in nothing. And I know his wife, died, and he just took care of the children. I wonder if that's what Steve Guttenberg did. Just decided, all this, I'm out.
What's his face? The guy that you just mentioned,
Rick Moranis.
Rick Moranis.
Yeah, he got beat up in New York.
Why? He should have
like literally had just like a random assault. Like they have it on video.
Like, so they didn't know who he was.
No. But it made for lots of late night comedy bits.
We should have just.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just basically says that he actually he had always wanted to be a dentist, and after 3 Men and a Little Lady in 1990, he just decided to check out of the business.
Steve Guttenberg.
God, what a stud! What a badass thing to do.
Or did he just quit?
He just quit, but no. But see, he's reactive now. He's active again now. I'm like looking at his.
I thought you meant like
he was on the Goldbergs.
Reactive. Yeah.
Radioactive.
No, he's been doing all along.
Jared, for every action, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reactive force. That. Damn it!
He was
doing so much better.
Not as equipped for dentists.
He was on a season of Veronica Mars, and then he did just tons of movies that are just looks like just little bit parts and stuff.
He did the Roe versus.
He was on designing women.
But yeah, he's he had a character on the Goldbergs, which is that's no sloucherson,
He's a good wrestler.
Yeah, he's doing good. So anyway, the guy probably just stays as active as he wants to be. Again, he made a boatload of money, probably doing investments and things like that. I bet he owns a Papa John's. Who knows? So the police academy had opened up the thing to, and just the way that they said it, and like it's such a thing where, again, I as I watch things from this time, I have no remembrance of things being so insanely racist and fucking chauvinistic.
He actually went a couple times.
Yeah,
like,
I
oh,
did.
no,
Like,
like-
I mean, if they're over, but even not really for the sake of comedy, like, or it was very to me. There's about 4 of them in this particular movie to where I was like, whoa, like I don't even understand why.
Like just because that's how it
was. Yeah.
It sounds awful, but it wasn't supposed to be funny, like you said. That's just how things work.
It's just but it gets you thinking, right? We do the deal where we're going like, okay, so this was 35 years ago or whatever.
But that's the thing; it's only 35 years ago,
right? But if from 35 years before this, it was 1950.
Yeah,
they were still doing blackface. I mean, it. Go ahead, Sean.
There was when I was watching it, I was going to write the questions, and there was a scene where I was like, "Oh, this would be a good question," and I was like, "Well, based on everyone in the movie's reaction, I should probably Google what this word is."
Oh, you didn't know? You didn't know what that meant? I know exactly what word you're talking about.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I'd never heard of it.
And I don't know that we can say it.
Sean, just tell us. Yeah, just tell us which one it was, and we'll tell you.
Honestly, I can't even remember what the word is, but it was when they were doing the driving thing.
Yeah, that's a.
It starts with a J and ends with a boo.
Yeah. Okay, now I remember.
Oh,
yeah.
I know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you bugging me? You bugging who?
Oh God.
But yeah, this one.
I gotta go.
Just
Spin a little bit.
the chauvinist. I guess that what
You
it's
brought
called,
that
like
around
where
with
you're.
Destiny's Child.
Where you're.
I'm always thinking about Destiny's Child, and you know that, so don't
Whatever
just
happened
call it
for-
out.
We were gonna do Destiny's Child meets Dead Kennedys.
Dead Kennedys, yeah, with the big DC logo. Yeah,
Bills the poor or something like that. Like,
I don't know whatever happened to that. I think that was the only song we could think of.
COVID held us back, I think.
It's ruining a lot of people's plans. I think we've probably been more affected by it than most.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, obviously they this one the few things that this caught me off guard, and I wondered, like, Jesus Christ, I wonder how long it takes for this movie to just be like, okay, we're not putting this one on TBS anymore. But the
I
no
felt
rule
that way
for
too.
new recruits was like, it doesn't matter for your height, weight, color, sex,
Crippled, if you're crippled, if
like,
you're a
what?
if you're a moon cricket, it's like,
really, really bad.
But
So-
sexual orientation was not in that list.
No, that's just it, right? That wouldn't even have been
wasn't
a
a question.
consideration, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't even a question. Well, the gay jokes in this, or at least the gay references in this, were all equally as like, what?
At the end,
Yeah, I mean,
you guys cut it out.
There's a queer dog,
Yes.
and then there's the he wakes up, and Hightower wakes him up, and he just goes, "Sleep is for faggots," and it was like, wow, like you can't.
all right.
That's not a thing, you can't just pop that out there, Steve. That's not a thing. So let's just talk about these characters, because the thing about this movie that is probably hard to understand if you have only seen this one to listen to this podcast is, again, there's 6 of these that actually kept a lot of the cast together and added new ones, and you really got to know these characters, and they exclamated all of their little quirks and funny things or whatever. And as you said earlier, Eric, Michael Winslow, we'll talk about that in a second, but Tackleberry, is the dude who's a security guard at first, and that guy, he ends up getting a girlfriend in, I think, 2 and 3, and her family just fist fights all the time. And so he goes over there, and it's like her brother and dad are just like, "Hey, shut up, you old man," and they just punch each other in the face, and it's just, and then that keeps on going, man. And then there's the Michael Winslow. Every kid just thought this was the coolest thing that he could do these. And I remember seeing him. I saw him for the first time on Cheech and Chong Nice Dreams, and shouldn't have been watching that, I know, as a child, but I did. And he does a Jimi Hendrix thing that in that movie. I'm sure you can YouTube it, but that was, I think, must have been like one of his first movies. But here, he created this character and, you know, became very, very important to this franchise. And then recently was back on AGT. He had gotten famous. He needed to stop and raise his kids. So he stopped and raised his kids. He's trying to get back in the business. So his first couple of appearances on AGT were pretty good, but I just don't know where you go with that. He was just up there making noises again.
Yeah, and I think with social media, you see all these other people that can
Yeah.
do it too.
Right,
And
yeah.
it's not as impressive as it was in the 80s.
Right. I mean, even like, you know, I realize that one of the names we shouldn't ever talk about is Bill Cosby, but like even on, you and Ashley recently watched himself, and he would do so like cut a piece of cake off for the baby, and you know, and everybody sort of had started incorporating all of that into their act by that point. Yeah, a lot of
Is
people
the winner
do
of AGT the one that gets a Las Vegas residency at the end? Like that's the prize?
They get $1 million, and then they get, that used to be your own Las Vegas show, but obviously not all those acts can fill a room for 2 hours, so they could be a part of a show. So yes.
Okay, so that's what I was good.
Plus this spot, or is it this spot that is worth $1 million?
No. They get $1 million in an annuity.
Got it.
So they get paid out over time. So
I've always wondered that part.
So you call A.G. Winsworth.
Call 876
right now.
Yeah.
I want my money and I want it now.
That's my money, and
I want it now.
If you win the
Okay,
lottery,
that's-
you take all the money right
You
then.
always take the money. Yeah.
But
It's J.G. Wentworth, first of all.
Yeah, but you do have to pay the taxes on it. But the point is that all you're doing if you don't take it is you're giving them a no interest loan for them to do the investing that you should be doing on that money. So you should take that money, give it to your financial planner, and live off of it forever.
What if you already know?
Or
and
spend
end
it
up
all.
on that show.
Yeah, that's true.
Cocaine.
That's what I think. What if you know that you are the kind of degenerate idiot who cannot be trusted with that amount of money?
That's what I just said. You take the money, you give it to a guy, and you go, "Hey, I want to live off this." And he guesses how long you're going to live, and based upon that, he invests it such that, and then he goes, "Here's how much you can take a year if you're going to live to be 85 years old, and you'll never run out of money." You know.
What if I only want to live to 45?
Perfect.
Then you don't need that guy.
You're gonna have
It's going to
some really
take you a
good
while.
years.
It's going to take you a while to spend it. You know. But have you guys ever seen Brewster's Millions?
No.
There's no way you have. It's a Richard Pryor movie, and he is just this poor dude who works for the Chicago Cubs as a janitor, and he has left in a will. Basically, he leaves him $30 million. But
Wait. Is this the one? just so you can. I'm asking you. Asked if we heard about it. Is
Okay.
it the one where he has to can't have anything to show for it?
right, so he has to spend $30 million in 30 days. But he can't have anything to show for it. And there's stipulations, like you can only give $2 million to charity. You can't just give it away. You can't gift any of it or whatever. So you have to get something from it or whatever. And if he does that, he gets $300 million.
That sounds very interesting.
Or he can just take $1 million and walk away. But his uncle's like this real old, like toothless dude calling him a chicken shit. He goes, "You're a piece of shit. There's no way you can do this," or whatever. And here's the other thing. You're not allowed to tell anybody.
Of course.
So while you're squandering all of this money over the course of these 30 days and just being crazy shit, people are going, "No, you can't do this," or whatever. And it's but
What's this called again?
It's called Brewster's Millions.
What's funny about that is I've actually never seen that movie, but on more than one occasion, Dennis would bring that up and tell me about this movie.
Yeah.
And give it to me almost like this riddle and scenario. And I go, "I just do this." Well, you can't do that because
Right.
of this. And I'd be like, "Fuck." And it used to frustrate the shit out of me. And I
Yeah.
still think about that a lot. Like
I had a math problem, like a math project in middle school. I don't remember what grade, but it was similar to that. It was like you have to spend $1 million, but you can only do this, this, and this. And it was really difficult.
Yeah. He does probably the smartest thing ever. He runs for office. The problem is that he starts to win. And if he wins, he's going to get that salary or whatever and all of this.
no.
So the whole premise is he starts trying to campaign for people just not to vote at all. None of the above is this thing. Vote none of the above, which is so odd that we live in a time where that would be,
Right.
we wish we could, I guess. Anyway, Michael Winslow, back to him. That's like the character that kids at school back then would you'd just be coming and you'd go, and try to do that. Kind of sound like a squeaky fart.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Farty.
But you would try to be like, that you're just super drawn to him. Him and Hightower.
Oh, yeah,
which is
I've got one.
Ooh, that's
See?
pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty
Michael
good.
Winslow right there.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, Everett would be good at that.
Is that a car?
Oh, it's a car fart.
Car
right.
fart.
See,
Yeah.
it all goes back to the fart. If you just add a fart at the end of it.
Man,
Hello.
Kim Cattrall has had a good run as an attractive person.
She's nice
Yeah,
looking.
it's annoying.
Yeah. Does she? I asked you just the other day. I never watched this Sex in the City, but she used to get naked in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is she the only one out of the?
I feel like we see a couple of their boobs.
Yeah.
It used to be HBO show. It isn't like what it is now. It was a whole thing. And they cursed a lot. And
I never watched the
Yeah.
show. I watched the movies.
it's
Do you get to
good.
see Secretariat's boobs?
The horse?
I don't know who all's boobs you get to see, honestly, but I don't. Is that a horse?
I thought it was a horse.
Well, the two kiss-ass guys. Well, I mean, again, everybody's showing up to the thing. Each of these are their own little characters or whatever. There's an accident-prone guy who, knocks his wife over, and then she does a bunch of stunts and jumps on the car and shit. And I think he stays for the next movie, I'm pretty sure, and becomes a part of it. But they bring in a different little guy that you guys would recognize. It basically looks like a younger version of the old man in Up. He's this little old man. They bring him in as the victim in Police Academy 2, and then for 3 Citizens on Patrol, I believe that he's a cop. But is this even interesting? Should I shut up? Anyway, these kiss-ass guys show up and they're like, "Hey, it's the chief. Let's go say hi." Hey, reporting for duty. He's like, "Get away from me, you asshole," because this guy doesn't want these fuckers there either, right?
Nope.
Now, you guys are all probably too young to have ever had and or carried a boombox, like a ghetto blaster, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Wait.
It's
Like
the
a-
biggest possible
not like the
radio.
little one.
No.
They called him a boombox.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
had a boombox, but I never carried
So-
it.
Like the
'cause
kind
would've
that you
been
mean from
fucking
like
weird.
Say Anything or like like stereotypical street performer.
Yeah,
like
you
breakdance.
you
Fresh
wanted
Prince.
you wanted to have the biggest radio of possible, and you would just carry it down the street. And I would do this
You
as a
did
kid.
that.
It's so
That's
stupid.
So
That's
weird.
hilarious.
Just blaring in your ear and just walking down the street like a fucking little.
You
asshole.
remember those things, Jarrett, when they would take you need 8 D batteries
Yeah.
and 12 C batteries.
Yeah, those things are crazy, and it
What
made
the
them weigh
fuck?
like 65 pounds. Yeah,
It's funny how
That's
whenever
bad design.
you're fucking stupid. Like I don't know. I think about that stuff all the time. Like you just do the dumbest shit. Like I remember drinking IBC root beer and just thinking people think I'm drinking a beer probably.
yeah.
Like walking down the
totally, yeah.
street, like nobody thought that.
Oh yeah, I mean, I used to come back from the orthodontist before I got braces and put a paper clip in, and so
I
that it
did the same
pretended it was a
thing.
retainer.
Me too.
Yeah.
That is fucking weird.
Putting glue on your hand and like, I can peel my skin.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then I go get braces and they don't come off for 3.5 years.
Yeah, you
I'm
don't-
like, why the fuck did I put a paper clip in my mouth?
Exactly. And then,
Ugh.
then to the paperclip kid, you're like, "Fuck you, man." You know,
Yeah. You don't even
You
know.
You don't know
even-
the shit I've seen.
you don't
Yeah.
know. You don't know the shit I.
You don't know the hurt.
So then there's the guy with all the girlfriends and but yeah, this is the speech that he the chief is looking out the window and he's like, back in the day, people used to be the right size, the right height, the right color, and the thing is, it's all you had was Johnson's. Just we didn't have, you know what I mean? Like everybody had a Johnson. Johnson's as far as the eye could see. And then and Lazard goes, and what a beautiful sight it was.
All right, so I fully
Go ahead.
expected that this was going to go way more towards the Naked Gun kind of like stupid shit route. And I was so happy that it kind of maybe on occasion towed that line, but it never went full like stupid shit. It was just funny shit like that line right there. I remember laughing.
They do. It gets campier as the thing goes. Like they do get into like more pranks, like switch the guy, in 2 or 3, switch the dude's shampoo with hair removal cream, and it's a lot more of that kind of thing. But yeah, the right there, I was just like, whoa, right color. What is it? And then like the next scene, the guy says, there's so many spades around here. And it's like, whoa.
That's
like,
something that I didn't know.
Oh my God. I was just like, and then he looks up at Hightower or whatever. And I'm just like, okay, I in my wildest imagination, I do not remember that. And that's how numb to it I think we were back then.
Yeah.
I think that's sort of the point that people of color try to make about the whole thing, is like we were so numb to it.
It wasn't a big deal.
That it wasn't a big deal. And it's like, okay, that as a 49-year-old man watching this again, having not seen this in 20 plus years, dude, that fucking caught me way off guard. I was like, I did not expect that. And then just for it to be a couple of the racist things, not only were they thrown out there, but they became a reason for conflict, but not really for the right reason.
Right.
It was just very, very odd the way that felt. And it wasn't a good feeling at all. It was more like, the kids aren't seeing this one.
No.
This one is not on the list with Goonies. We run into this, and we've talked about this before. We've got kind of our far to the right. I don't mean politics. I just mean over here in this corner are those movies that you just can't make again. Revenge of the Nerds and some things like that. But I don't think, even though what you're saying is 100% true, it was shocking, and it's if it's weird for us to hear it, then imagine how people actually affected by it feel. But I think you could remake
then, where they had to just sort of take it and not say anything. It just fucked up.
But I think this one you could remake with some pretty minor adjustments.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Whereas some of those films you just couldn't. There's no way to get around.
Revenge of the Nerds you could make again. You just have to take the rape
it has
scene.
to be less rapey.
You have to take the rape scene on the moon, and then the panty raid and the cameras.
I've never seen this movie, but now I want to.
Eat a pie.
Well, which comes from, actually all of those are related. So the panty raid is where they put the cameras in their dorm, watch them naked a bunch, and then do the eat a pie thing from one of those cameras or whatever. And but you could still, you could still make that.
I know, but those are my favorite parts of the movie.
They are they're the most revealing parts. I'll tell you that much. Right. So anyway, and again, just sort of, I don't want to just talk about the things in this movie that are gross, because there's funny things too, but they're just when he goes up behind the girl and he's like, phone number.
Oh yeah.
Like, let's see your thighs. And it was like, ew, fucking gross.
Yeah.
Like, what?
I mean, I didn't really have a problem with that as much.
No, nobody would say that to a girl ever here in 2021. You wouldn't go up beside somebody and say, let me see your thighs.
Well, what if your fetish is getting slapped in the face really hard by a stranger? Then
I think you'd be surprised what just a creepy motherfucker will say in this day and age.
Maybe I am. Maybe I would be. I don't know. I don't know. But I will say this. Lassard is the best, and he, through this whole franchise, is so awesome. And I've always loved the many, many, many things that he says on screen. That shit has always made me laugh. They do make him more of a buffoon, I think, in the movies that follow this. They make him a little bit more dumb, but it's always kind of endearing. You always love the guy for that.
Well, this is where he's giving the speech, and the dog comes running up, and
Prince.
Boy, I remember thinking to myself, they didn't really have a problem at all showing full on that dog's red dick.
The lipstick.
Just.
I did not see that.
No, I didn't see that either. I was
Oh,
writing down what they were saying because the language is princess, more like a prince. Give me that dog. He's mine. He's queer. It was like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything?
It
so bad.
It was like, whoa, man. We're not
they just
even
had
trying to
rock it out, huh?
Yes, crazy.
Yeah, it's like back. You'd see a lot of movies in the old days where the dogs had balls too. You don't ever see that anymore.
Yeah,
never.
Which is a shame.
It really is. I mean, sometimes you see a good set of dog balls, you're just like, oh yeah.
Now that's a good set
yeah,
of dog balls.
Nice hefty
I
set of balls.
think we've been desensitized to just like how fucking massive like animals' balls are, because we're just we've been told for the last 30 years to cut them off. Bob Barker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you see like an unneutered dog with just big old fucking juicy balls.
Oh, why'd you say juicy?
I don't know. I was trying to think of an adjective that just describes balls, and juicy was one of them. Delicious was the other.
Yeah,
but
I get.
Anyway, kids these days don't recognize. They just don't know how big animals' balls are.
So we should show them.
Mike from Florida did remind us that in Van Wilder they did have that dog.
He just needed some.
What was?
Yeah.
What was his name? What was that dog's name?
Colossus.
What? Yeah, Colossus. You got me on trivia on that one.
Probably.
That was good. Yeah,
That's
probably. No, I remember.
Oh, that sounded like a dick move. I just really.
No, we're talking about balls. The barber scene is good too, where the two kiss asses are up there, just like take it all off, just a little off the sides. We can do that. It's not the fucking army.
Not the army.
Yeah.
They did come up with a lot of creative things to call people in this that I don't think enough movies do anymore. Scum buckets, fart blossom.
Fart blossom was funny.
Yeah, butt breath, just stuff that I don't even think little kids say that shit anymore. Like
no, little kids are stupid now.
Yeah,
they're not
fucking
creative.
such idiots. Just whoa.
It was not a fart. I'm telling you again.
Fart blossom.
I brought a screwdriver up to tighten that chair. Actually, I just never got to it because I left town.
Cool.
How about I tighten your chair, huh?
Oh, hi-yo. You can at least tighten my seat.
If you know what I mean.
Is fascinated by bad words right now and which words are bad and which ones he might be able to say. And we literally had a conversation like just today if penis was a bad word. And it's not. And I'm just like, I think he's just getting like prepared for some profanity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of hoping for it because, like you said, kids these days suck. Like,
yeah.
I think they need a little bit more.
You need to
inappropriate content.
Right.
Oh, I got a video of my kids saying shit.
No way.
Friday night.
What?
I sure did. We went to the high school football game on Friday evening, and my oldest gets very emotionally involved into sporting.
He does. Yeah.
And it concerns me to a point, but our team was about to lose and they made a bad play and he just goes, "Oh shit." And it's very subtle, but it's definitely shit. And I looked over at Derek and I'm like, I fucking recorded that.
Yeah.
And we can show him later, but it's funny. I had to hide my face because it was so funny.
That's so good. Yeah, he does. When he came and sat by me at one of Everett's games one time and just was going, he was calling every play like this happened and this, and why didn't they do this? And he was very, very invested.
That's why we had to get over there quick. I was like, oh shit, he's got some
You were
music
like,
to play.
oh shit.
Oh shit. Yeah, it sounded just like it.
Yeah. Kate says at least he used it in the right context,
he
which
knows.
is true.
And it's scary because if you hear him say stuff like that, it sounds just like the way I say it.
Yeah. Oh, I bet.
Ugh.
The Chase Daniels has a new comedy album out, and it's fucking great, by the way.
Chad Daniels?
Chad Daniels, sorry. Chad
Like
Daniels.
Chase Daniels, the quarterback.
Yeah, from South Lake. Chad Daniels has a new comedy album out, and it's great. It's out everywhere. But he talks about how he heard his son curse for the first time, and he was like, he took a jump on his bike and he fell down, and he just looks up and he just goes, "Fucking A," like that. Right? Yeah, right.
Go ahead.
And he got, and so Chad's laughing. He goes, "Look, I'm not mad at you for cursing, but I want you to tell me 3 other ways you could have said that." And he goes, "It hurt, it sucked, and I want to break my bike." Anyway,
see, if my kid gets really hurt like that, I mean, yeah, fine.
Yeah, check out the new Chad Daniels, by the way. It's very, very funny. Yeah, I agree. I think the first time I ever heard Emma really cursed, excuse me, she was up. Her and the other Emma were up doing their hair probably at like 14 or 15, and you just hear this, "Ah, shit," because she had burned herself, and I was like,
"Dang, 14 or 15?"
She was like, okay, I'm not trying to. I feel like for the sake of the story, she was like 12 or 13. She was little, and that's why it was so funny.
No, I think she was older, babe. She had been cursing in front of you. I just had never heard her curse. It seems like she was a little older, but maybe I'm wrong. But anyway, I just looked up. She's like, "Shit," and I heard it from us, and I just looked over at Casey, and I was like, "That's the fucking most adorable thing I've ever heard."
It's so funny.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice when you hear your children just fucking swear in the right place when they're supposed to. Let's go to the next clip, Sean.
My name is Lieutenant Harris, in case you missed it. This is Sergeant Callahan, in case you missed it. We are the meanest instructors here. We've got you because you are the worst people here. You people are D Squad. D for dirtbags. When I say, "Hey, dirtbags," that means you. You people are going to hate my guts for the rest of your lives. I am going to make you sorry that you ever came here. Now, it is traditional here at the Academy for each squad to have 2 student squad leaders. I have chosen Cadets Blanks and Dopeland. Step out, men. If these 2 cadets give you an order, obey it. Now, I thought it would be nice if we were to close out our first afternoon together with a nice little stroll around the campus.
Move it, move it, move it.
I kept getting the feeling that this was going to be the antagonist of this movie.
Yeah, you couldn't. Yeah, but then it just ended up being he ended up being such a great person, right?
I know. Well, I mean, that's the thing is, and it's something I've always said. You guys often have pushed back on this, but it's like you can't judge a book by its cover. You know, there is more to people than just kind of your first impression of them,
right?
Or things like that. But you guys are always like, nope. I mean, really, basically, what they look like.
You're wrong.
Yeah, you're right. You said, Eric, you're wrong, and you suck for even thinking that, and we don't like you. I remember you saying that. So anyway.
It was all of the calisthenics and the running were all so organized, right? They're just running around, and everybody. It's just and then they're doing sit-ups, and she's like counting them, but keeps starting at random spots and stuff. Like that was going to be edited later or something. She's like 20, 21, more, 9, 10, 14. Like it's like listening to a fucking 2-year-old count.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe she's just not a good counter.
I don't know. I don't know. why are we doing this movie again? So
who chose it? Before we go any further,
Not
no.
it.
Not it.
This might be a fan movie.
No, this was you, Jarrett.
I don't know that I chose this.
I can't imagine
1,000%.
There's so many other movies that I want to watch. I don't even say any fucking lines out of this fucking stupid movie. I don't think.
Wait, what happened? I thought you were all on board with this movie. Now, why is it a stupid fucking movie?
It's okay. It's all right. There's not really much to talk about.
There's just nothing that happens.
It literally
Okay,
doesn't
well
happen.
then, you want me to talk about something?
Sure.
Well, Michael Winslow was such a huge part of this movie.
Always reading my notes. You fuck off. And he was a huge part of this movie, and all those little gags where he pulls out the little speaker and he's like, "Mahoney to the commandant's office" or whatever. Finds out he's trapped there.
I thought the squeaky shoes was funny. Okay,
Yeah.
that was a good use of that talent.
Yeah,
yeah.
I thought that was
The
fine.
machine gun both times, actually. The time in the police office, and then they surrounded by the car, and he's like, "Give me that!" And I'm not gonna. I can't. I fogged up my glasses. Apparently I was not made for that. To be doing sound.
Pew 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 pew.
No.
Poo poo.
Poo 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 poo
poo poo.
Yeah. Oh God, he's just over there, just dying.
Jeez.
Yeah. All right. So the other thing that's pretty funny is the guy that's sneaking into the dude that always has like 4 or 5 chicks. He's sneaking into the girls' dorms every night, but then he goes in the one night and Callahan is there, and she pretty much says, what do you say? She fucks his brains out.
Yeah. She really gives it to him.
Really gave it to him good. Yeah. Shooting range or Tackleberry. You start to think that Tackleberry's such a big part of the movies after this, but he's like, where's the guns? And then so they're at the shooting range. Son, where did you get that gun? My mom gave it to me. Funny. It's fucking funny shit.
I thought I'd only seen this movie once or twice,
Mhm.
but I remember him being a bigger.
I think it comes next, like in the next one.
I must have seen them, but I don't remember.
This is just this movie, they probably didn't know it was going to be as huge as it was.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing happens. It's just a bunch of dipshits that go to the police academy, and at the end they stop a riot, and that's the whole movie. But
this is brilliant though, because you can build anything into a movie if that's the entire plot of it.
Sure. Yeah.
Sure.
You can literally do anything. And that's a lot of freedom for the gags and for just all of the little setups that they do, that just have little 2-3 minute payoffs that, don't have anything to do with the outcome of the film, but brilliant. That's a great way to do it. But you're probably right. Knowing that going in, I doubt they were expecting to make a second one of these.
80s movies. And this is a something that I don't know why I really never put it into my mind this way or out into words as I'm doing now, but they would just find some excuse to show boobs. Like, and it really had nothing to do with the movie at all. I mean, there's sort of like an Airplane where the girl just runs by the screen and she just doesn't have a shirt on, and then there's like this where you really didn't need the shower scene at all. I mean, they just wanted to show some boobies because that's the way you could get away. You could get away with that back then.
You think it just?
I think what it
with the rating,
like wanting it to be a different rating.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, because you would have to tone that down, obviously, if it were anything more. But I'm just saying you would get away with everything that you could back then.
Well, I think what that shower scene did for this movie is established that they like to be clean.
They
women
or the boobs.
Yeah, and that Callahan never takes that bra off ever. It's just the cross your heart bra on all the time.
I'm okay with that. I didn't realize I had a kind of near near fetish for the cross your heart bra until like earlier today.
That's a thing. That has to be a thing. People like because there's so much like mature and grandma porn and shit out there. Like, there's got to be dudes that have a thing for like just the bra that looks like armor. You know, like there's no way. Like, I wonder how you didn't have to learn as a teenager to get that thing off. You had to fucking just stop and go, hey,
describe to me. Describe to me slowly what kind of bra you're thinking about right now.
The one that she has on in this scene.
Go on.
They used to do this commercial back in the day where they're like, it's the cross your heart bra. And they would take this tape measure and wrap it around the girl. And then they would like pull it tight so that they like were really, really just featured and just out there or whatever. And, you know, as a teenager, that was a very fine commercial to be watching. It was a good one.
Yeah. The J.C. Penney's catalog, I would just flip right to just the bras.
Yeah. Yep. I can remember this. Like my grandma always had those catalogs around because we could go through and mark like what we wanted for Christmas or our birthday and stuff. That was the cool thing about those catalogs. Even if she wasn't going to get it at that particular store, they had fucking everything in there. JCPenney's and Sears and stuff. And she'd come in and there I'd be on the fucking pantyhose page like a little creep. And I fucking switch as quickly as I could back to the fucking toys and shit. And it's like, what are you doing looking at the Tupperware? Oh, I fucking fell asleep.
I saw a video. I can't believe that this parent even posted this because that kid's gonna get made fun of for literally the rest of his life. But it's a recent video, and the mom's in like the passenger seat and the son's in the back seat, like behind the driver's seat, and she like catches on video her son like looking at like one of those like catalogs because there's like a pile of mail. And he's looking at the bra section, and he just like slowly goes in and he just taps the boob like a couple times on the page, like probably honestly probably about 5 times, just like 5 little taps on the boob.
That's funny.
And the mom catches it and posts it. And of course, it went viral, and I'm like, that kid's fucked. But
Yeah,
that's funny.
that sucks.
Yeah, that's not good. Internet is forever. You know, internet is forever.
Yeah, those are stories. You're supposed to humiliate your children like in small groups of friends, but you're not supposed to
Exactly.
do it like for the masses.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
like I'm glad that my adult friends don't know all the dumb, shit that I got made fun of for my entire growing up life. Like that's awesome because the internet wasn't around and it didn't get posted, and me getting a wedgie after football practice
On a
But,
podcast.
yeah. Now I just get to tell people. But
Well, it's different now. You do it for entertainment value, and it makes sense.
exactly.
He keeps pounding the "nobody screws with me" thing and just keeps saying it over and over again. Finally, nobody screws with me. And I thought I liked the line with Steve Gutenberg goes, "Well, maybe one day you'll meet the right girl, and that'll all change." Pretty good. Let's go to the next clip, Sean.
This is a hell of a way to spend my evenings. I can't even feel my arms anymore.
Hey, Barbara, come here.
Me?
Yeah, come here.
What?
Come on, right here. I want you to give me your best shot.
What?
I want you to hit me. Give me your best shot.
Hit you?
Yeah, come on.
No, really, I suppose so.
Hit me.
Really, when I go.
Do it now. Come on.
I can't because when I
Do it. Give me your.
How was that? Was that okay?
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
I mean, we all loved that shit back then.
A little much. A little much.
A little much
Just
now.
Right.
If you're a little kid, that had to have been amazing, especially back then.
Yeah, it's just different how it's funny to realize, that just the things that we think are funny just change, Like I don't watch this and I'm not in just completely like, I can't fucking believe it. He's doing a shaver, you know. It's fucking, oh god damn it, he turned it up. You know, it's higher pitch.
So
It's fucking crazy.
It's a very cerebral type of comedy, you know, works on multiple levels. But
yeah,
you know, Michael Winslow, good luck.
Yeah, Blue Oyster Bar is always a great scene, and they throw to that one in several of the other movies with the you know, and we did karaoke at the Blue Oyster Bar the other night after the Eagles.
Is that what it was called?
No.
Oh.
No, I could not remember where it was or
Maybe
what it was called.
Maybe it didn't even exist.
Yeah, it might have been.
I honestly don't have any idea where we were.
I have no idea where we were.
All. And I don't remember getting home. And I don't remember leaving my phone in the car. I mean, where were we? We went back in time or forward in time somewhere.
Casey was leading the charge.
Yeah.
And
I know what it was called.
Where?
It was called Liquid Zoo.
Oh.
The mailbox?
Ew.
Liquid Zoo in Dallas. It is on
ZEW.
Yeah, Zoo.
Zoo.
Zoo. No, Liquid Zoo. I don't know.
Was it on Maple Avenue somewhere?
Ninth Street, Dallas. It was just like off the highway. It was
Ninth
really...
Street.
Yeah, and there wasn't anything else around it. And it looked like two trailer homes set kind of at an angle to each other.
It was
in the inside.
Like universal bathroom I've ever used. Where it was like no gender and there were like urinals and a stall.
Yeah, they have those in LA everywhere. But
it was also the first time I ever saw a karaoke guy yell at Jarrett Reddick for playing his drum set without permission.
He didn't like it. He didn't like that I touched his drum set.
Yeah.
No.
Well, you shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
To be fair.
Right? Yeah, he had this really cool drum set, and he would get up there while you were doing karaoke, and he'd just start playing along with you, and then he would in turn also play the harmonica.
Yes, he would.
And weird night. It was fucking crazy, and it was like, you know, sometimes it would match what was going on, and sometimes it didn't. But then he
usually
went
didn't
out to smoke or whatever, and I just fucking moseyed on up there while Rob was singing, and I fucking found the drumsticks and started rocking.
And then he made a point to let Rob play them because he asked.
Then Rob, then Rob actually got to play, but he had him play some fucking jazzy ballad stupid thing that was in like 6/8 time or whatever. Rob was like, I didn't even really know what to do. It was just, I was like, oh, you sounded great. And then Rob fell asleep at a table.
Yeah, that's when we knew we had to go.
Yeah, I tried to be discreet, and I was like, "Hey, babe, mind you, Jared just left our Uber driver outside the entire time we were in.
We were paying him. It wasn't Uber; it was a car service.
Okay. Either way, I'm just saying this guy's literally in there taking a nap, like just while we're in.
100. But he's on the clock. He was making money.
I know. I'm just saying we had a driver like ready to go.
Yeah, totally.
And so I go, "Hey, Jared, I think we should go. Like, I think Rob's like pretty fucked up." And so what does Jarrett do? He goes up to Rob. He goes, Casey said you're too drunk. We have to leave. And I was like, oh my God, no. Just tell him we're going to order some Whataburger and get him in the car.
Yeah, really.
Like, what's wrong?
Lure him.
He was like, what? Was that guy still hitting on me? I was like, that dude's been gone for 10 minutes. You know, like you've been just like, I don't know what you're dreaming about, but it's something. Rob's brother and his fiance watch us every time we do one of these, so they are probably wanting to ask many questions right now. I love the fact that Hightower was a florist, but he got bored with the profession, decided he wanted to be a police officer,
like flowers and shit.
Yeah, but then again, they have the beach party, right? And there's just this scene by the fire where they just random boobs. That just it's an 80s movie. Why not? Let's just show boobies. And
this just shows that they like to be warm.
Yeah, right. That's right. And so the Harris asked the two suck up dudes, like, where did you like what was happening? What was happening at the party? You know what? Well, dancing, sir. Mostly dancing. I love mostly dancing. Yeah.
Which isn't a lie.
No, not at all. It's also funny that they find out that Jorge Martin is really George Martin.
George Martin.
The accent to get chicks, right?
A lot of people don't know he went on to write the Song of Fire and Ice series, which includes Game of Thrones. George Martin. So
you had me for a second. I was just what the fuck? No, that didn't happen. All right, guys. Well, we're going into our fourth clip. We've only got 6. Well, let's take a quick break just so everybody can stand up and stretch a little bit. I'm sure somebody needs to pee. I may or may not grab a beer, and we will see you guys back here in just a minute.
It's fun getting to the bottom of one. It's fun getting to the bottom of one. White Mountain Cooler, keeping it light, crisp and refreshing. It's got the taste that's always right. It's fun getting to the bottom of one.
Original and new orange. It's time. Time for a credit card that gives you a better deal.
The Discover Card.
With the new Discover Card, you don't have to pay an annual fee. In fact, we pay you with money back on everything you buy. Money you can apply against your balance.
Always tomorrow, that's right tomorrow. The Discover Card puts money in a whole new life.
From a member of Sears Financial Network. Look for more information in the mail or in national magazines.
Clint Eastwood and his son Kyle.
Boom.
They're stepping out.
You'd like to go down to Nashville with your old Uncle Red?
Living life on the edge. Passing down a legacy.
Gonna stay at the Grand Ole Opry?
And fighting for a dream.
I don't think you're having the shells in that shotgun.
One of the best. It's an unforgettable network television premiere.
That's the life of a country singer.
Honky Tonk Man. 1 week from tonight.
Why change a good thing? That's what I asked when Oldsmobile redesigned the Delta 88. Oh, then I drove it. Wait till you see how it handles. There's front-wheel drive, too. But inside, plenty of room to stretch. Our Delta 88 is the family car that didn't forget the family. Some things never change.
Borrow the car, Dad?
Some things never change.
6.9 financing on new Delta 88s. Finance rates will be higher as length of contract increases.
Irons are now black and decker. Travel line that goes in style. Keeping fresh press every mile. Black and decker. A self-clean iron, you can't go wrong. Nothing else will work as long. Irons are now black and decker. And here's a line, if you leave it on, it goes beep, beep. And if you don't return, nothing's gonna burn, cause it turns itself off. GE irons are now black and decker. Black and decker.
SOS introduces a glass cleaner that really works. Glassworks. Glassworks made with vinegar instead of ammonia cleans better than Windex. New Glassworks with vinegar cuts through the toughest greasy smudges faster and easier, so there's less work for you. And everything you clean is shiny and streak-free. New Glassworks made with vinegar cleans with less work. Maybe it works too well.
You're a part of me. You're in a catch-out. Touch the heart of me. You're in a catch-out. Every single day and every way I feel how much you are a part of me.
Your cat's a big part of your life, so make Purina Cat Chow brand cat food part of his life. It's all the nutrition cats need to help them live healthier, happier lives. What's more, veterinarians recommend it most. Purina Cat Chow, part of a healthier, happier life.
Superman 3. Tonight's ABC Sunday night movie will continue in a moment.
2 years ago, ABC brought you one of television's most highly acclaimed dramas.
Daddy, he makes me have sex with them.
On Monday, the Emmy-winning Something About Amelia, parental discretion advised. And now, from the same producers, an extraordinary new movie for the whole family.
Why does God hate me?
If ever there was a hero, it was Alex. The more her prospects dimmed, the finer and stronger she became. Alex, the life of a child. Wednesday.
TV5 Eyewitness News Brief is sponsored by Radio 11, WWWE.
I'm Roger Moore. Severe weather has hit parts of Ohio tonight. Tornado warnings have just been lifted in the Crawford and Richland County areas. We do have reports of some damage around Marysville in central Ohio. American journalists got their first close-up look at some of the damage done to Libyan military bases during last week's raid by U.S. bombers. The targets were heavily damaged, but cameras were not allowed inside the area thought to be the hardest hit. Now this.
Ever get the feeling some radio stations have a bunch of clowns reporting the morning news? Switch to Radio 11. We're all news, all morning.
And the Force beat Baltimore. Details at 11.
Excuse me, did you know that Wendy's now has breakfast sandwiches for under $1? It's breakfast under $1 at Wendy's. 3 start-the-day sandwiches at a special low price. Fresh egg and cheese now only 69 cents. Or bacon, egg, and cheese now only 99 cents. Even sausage, egg, and cheese still under $1. So hurry to Wendy's and get breakfast for under $1.
Wheel of Fortune, weeknights at 7.
Now we continue with Superman 3.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect.
What's taking you so long?
There's one taste that just can't be duplicated.
Michael, you just don't look yourself today.
Diet Pepsi. Taste that's generations ahead.
I don't want to do this.
It'll be great.
I'll be scared.
Just think how glad you'll be when you're all done and maybe we'll all go to McDonald's.
I'll be glad when I'm done. I'll be glad when I'm done. I'll be... Think McDonald's. Oh, I wish I were already there. Instead of here, playing this song. Oh, I would have a big chocolate shake, a cheeseburger, and also fries. And I would eat my fries myself and not give any to my dumb brother. Hands off and mine off mine. Hope when my recital is almost done. It wasn't bad, I'm still alive. And now I can have my chocolate shake, my cheeseburger, and also fries.
First of all, I'd like to say how sorry I am that everybody could not make it today. For those here, I think you'll find the presentation interesting as well as very, very stimulating. Could we have the lights turned down? Now, this first slide shows a very, very interesting thing. Our main building. In slide 2, we see another view of it. Oh my God, you wouldn't believe it.
I actually am thinking that, and as I'm honestly, I think I remember a time where I didn't know what was happening here. Like this movie was out at a time where I was 12 years old. So
I don't remember the scene at all.
I mean, I remember the scene, but I probably didn't actually know what was going on.
The acting is so good.
Yeah, totally.
Like acting, because I don't know how many takes. I mean, that was probably 30 minutes of filming of him just making random. Oh god!
I'd love to see
And,
the
like,
outtakes.
yeah, the outtakes would be hilarious.
Now, this girl, actually, the girl that played the hooker, I thought I recognized her. She was in a lot of stuff back in the day.
A lot of men.
She was what? No, she was like, but she, I guess, started acting. She was a kid actor and then she did
Ew.
this or whatever. But yeah, okay, wait a minute.
That sounds illegal.
Okay, she just was doing porn. Sorry. I am sorry. She, yep.
As a
Well,
kid?
you
As
did
a child.
recognize her then. Yeah.
Yeah, she was in movies like Girls for Rent.
Oh, Jesus.
She was in Deep Throat 2.
Electric Boogaloo in space.
Let's see about this. She was born in, oh my God, no, she was born in 1936. So, yeah.
What?
Yeah. Well, and then she did this movie at 84. In 84. She's all.
Oh, I thought at 84.
At 84 years old.
Wow, she looks great.
She did this. Yeah. She,
I was going to say, if I was ever going to take a run at an 84-year-old, she might be the one.
She was in Desires Within Young Girls.
Keep her in your Rolodex.
And she was still working as of 2013. She was in Here Come the Girls.
No.
And it was a
Was
short
she in?
film.
Was she in Granny Trannies 3 or 4?
It was when
I know I recognize her.
Lee plays a bullying documentarian who invades the private life of an unemployed musician. Oh, it's actual. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, well, I thought I recognized her. I must not. Maybe I do. Who knows? So anyway, hi guys.
Y'all watched a bunch of 1970s porn in your bus. You probably
We did. You're actually not wrong. Yeah, you're right.
You probably just came across her at some point.
Oh,
hi-oh, ding, ding, ding. Well, I was coming across myself at that time. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, right here on the old tummy.
Right on the belly button. That's what socks are
See if
for.
I-
They're called bunk puppets. And if you ever send anybody to the bus to get something for you, you have to disclose that that's there. So
A bunk
if you're like,
puppet.
hey, will you please go get my koozie and my sunglasses from the bus? There is a bunk puppet there. And that way they know not to go blindly in, to make sure they use a flashlight, get in there and don't stick their hand in either slimy or crusty items.
Don't go face first in there.
Right.
Well,
but
is the jizz puppet? What did you call it? Sorry,
it's just a bunk puppet. Yeah,
bunk puppet. Do you put it on as you're getting erect and jerk off while it's on there like it's a condom and you just finish in it, or do you just wait till the very end and I
think other people do different things. I think some people do inside. If you want to know my technique, I'm happy to tell you. I place it as like it's a landing strip from the base of my penis and then up like through my belly button, and then whenever I go, I just try and go in a straight line up.
So it doesn't go in the sock; it goes on the sock.
Yeah, and then I just fold the thing over.
There you go.
Like that, and then that's it for that one. Whatever.
I hope that clears it up.
You can sometimes
does.
reuse them as well. It's there's no and here's the thing. It's not as big of a topic of conversation as it once was because we're not as young as we used to be.
Also, maybe you just need to write in to Kleenex to make a lotion sock for you.
So I've never been like a tissue person because if you miss some and it dries on there, it's like paper mache.
Listen,
and you can't get it off.
I know.
And here's the thing, but see, you're in the dark a lot of the times in there. And so you leave some on there and you can't fucking get it off there. It literally, it's like cemented.
Remember when we were talking about letting glue dry on our skin and
Yeah,
then peeling it off?
it's the same as that. Yeah. So I've never been a big, now paper towels I'll use, and people often frown at that because they are scratchy. And they're like, that's more like sandpaper. Why do you do?
It gets into the grooves.
It really does a good job. Lucy, what's the thing the other day? Lucy goes, you won't get content like this on any other movie podcast. And she's right. But what's the thing that I commented on the other day on the internet? And you go, I believe you've covered that because I said, I cannot even remember. I hope she remembers because it was really funny. She was just like, oh no, I remember what it was. I said I wanted to start a podcast about boners. Maybe because there's so many different ways it could go or something like that. It was an idea
the
for
only way it can go is up. So
well, no, they
That's
go
not true.
sideways.
Yeah, mine kind of turns just, about 8 degrees to the
So
east.
you go 6 to 8 to midnight.
There's actually murderers that like are the thing. Oh, the thing about boners. That's what it was going to be called. The podcast called The Thing About Boners.
Oh.
And but no, I was actually listening to this thing the other day where this little girl, it's a bad thing, but she a murderer got convicted on her testimony because he had his penis had this weird like angle thing that he had.
Weird.
Yeah.
He got shut away because the angle of his dangle.
Roadhouse.
Well, they don't really dangle when they're hard, Amy. They just they're kind of
Well,
yeah.
You never know. Maybe that's what was weird about it.
His was like a periscope. Like he could do it around a corner.
he could really just take survey of a room.
Yeah, 100%. All right, so there's a movie that we're talking about. Yeah, this speech I remember. I can remember now, not knowing exactly what was happening. Well, they all got to go on a ride along now, and he of course is being mean to Mahoney. I remember this next scene though from the previews from the trailer, where he comes up and the old lady's like, "My cat's in a tree. Can you get it out?" "Yes, ma'am." It's just fucking, and there it is. It's out.
Yeah.
Then, this is about the time where Casey fell asleep while we were watching the movie. And she
And
wakes
I was trying to
up.
hold it together for a
She
while.
wakes up and goes, "Why? What happened to him? Like, why is his hair all greasy?" And everybody's laughing. And I'm like, "Well, his ass." Let me take that again. His head was just in a horse's ass. Leave that in, Sean. And she goes, "Well, I guess I definitely fell asleep then because I missed all of that." So anyway, we took a break.
Because when I fell asleep, there were no heads in any animal asses.
No.
But when you woke up, it had obviously been there. I mean, all the signs, all the telltale signs of having a head in an ass were all there.
I love that Mahoney yells, "Someone call a veterinarian." It's fucking funny. Funny thing.
So one time we were eating dinner, and this was back in the day where your phone would ring and you didn't know who was calling you because it was attached to your wall and there was no caller ID or anything. And my brother always liked to answer the phone, even though at that time it was always just telemarketers. And so Ryan picked up the phone and listens to the person's spiel, and then either asked my dad or just hung up because he had been trained to hang up. And Dad said, like, "Well, who was that?" And Ryan said, "That was the Disabled American Vets calling for a donation." And he just hung up. And then Ryan sits down and takes a couple bites and goes, "We don't even have a disabled pet."
Oh my God.
And we still ask Ryan about the Disabled American Vets to this day.
Dude, that could be in a fucking stand-up routine.
Yeah,
that's like Anthony talking about his stupid brother Mikey. Like that's on that level of it. He's just fucking stupid. Like that's really good. But that actually, to be fair, is a very intelligent way to put it, because I would have thought
the vet was disabled.
The vet was disabled.
Me too.
Yeah, like his thought process through all of that.
Like the pet was disabled.
Yeah, like
it's like, "Sorry, we can't help you."
Yeah, sorry, we don't have a disabled pet. I'm sorry, we There's a 3-legged dog down the street. Would you like their number?
That is brilliant, though. So now, if we're ever contacted by the disabled vets,
Yeah, you're right.
We
You just tell them that they're barking up the wrong tree.
We have a just tell them to hang in there.
Oh God, are we going down another Abbott hole?
An Abbott hole.
An
That's
Abbott hole.
exactly what that's
I didn't understand
Oh
how
my
funny
God.
that was until it came out of my
Oh
mouth.
my God. That is 100%. Okay.
That's got to be what that's called now.
I got to do a theme song for Abbott Hole, and then the other dude. I need to sit down and do some music this week because Abbott Hole is. Oh my God, that's fucking funny, man. I'm wheezing. Jesus Christ, that was funny. Okay, baby, what were you gonna say? You probably don't even remember now.
I was gonna say that whenever I was in elementary school, my best friend, they had maybe elementary, middle school, they had 2 phone lines because they had one that hooked up to like their DSL network or whatever, so they could still use their phone.
Fancy.
I know. But because of that, whenever you weren't using the computer, anytime that phone rang, you knew it was a telemarketer. You didn't need caller ID because that was not anybody's phone number except for the computer.
Sure.
And so we would all like race to take turns to answer that phone to fuck with whoever was calling.
That's good. That's good kid shit.
Yeah, it was the best because if you didn't have caller ID,
Right.
like how else would you know? So you couldn't just answer the phone and make fart noises or whatever creative shit you
Right.
can think of in 4th grade. But I remember that being the greatest thing ever.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is good. The God, prank calls, man. So great. So me and Rob started doing this thing that we actually stole from a friend of mine, Tom Mabe, who was the original Revenge of the Telemarketers guy. There's a couple of them out there now. Jim Florentine is another one. Very funny. But I think I've done it in front of you guys before. For sure I have in front of you, Casey. But when a telemarketer calls, I just answer the phone. 911, what is your emergency?
Ooh, good one.
And they will, of course, go, excuse me, 911, what is your emergency? We have someone en route to your location right now. And please, what is your emergency? And you just keep going like that. And they'll just be like, well, I didn't call 911. This is 911. And do you realize that it is a federal offense to prank call 911?
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
You told us that when you were having a TV delivered, that you answered the phone to that
That's
guy.
right. So do you all remember the outcome of that story? I had a new TV coming for outside, and we needed it because it was one of the parties that we were having. And like late in the summer. That's right. And I answered the phone, 911, what is your emergency? And then the same number called back. And then I go, oh shit.
Oh no.
I'm supposed to have a TV delivered today. And I go, dude, I am so sorry. I thought you were a telemarketer. This is my new telemarketer thing, defense thing. And he thought it was funny, but and then I got the TV, and that's the end of the story. But yeah.
I feel like if you go with like police department, like calling county to police department, like it would throw them more because like they
Right.
obviously didn't dial 911, but who the fuck knows like the number
yeah,
of your
that's
local police department?
Right. Yeah, that's a good Collin County Sheriff's Office.
Yeah.
Amy Fletcher said, great idea. My son answers his phone and sings, tell me what you want, what you really, really want. That's fucking funny.
Good.
Actually. That's Kurt's sister. Yeah. I have a photo of her in here.
Mullet button.
Yeah. So yeah. Oh yeah. Remember we're talking about the movie. So Mahoney, yeah, are we really? They do the driver's test or whatever. Now here's where the big racist thing happens. And at this point, it like took my breath away. Like it was crazy because then the guy's reaction to the racist comment gets him thrown out. It's very much like, I wonder how many years you could have gotten away with that. I mean, you know what I mean? Like this was on in the bus, actually, the day after we left for tour. And Casey actually said, you should just watch it now and I'll watch it. That way you don't have to watch it when you get. I'm like, I don't want to take notes on the bus. But this scene has to be deleted from all of the versions where they show it on TV, right? I mean, it's
or
it's
they say you stinky fart, like they always do with overdubbed things. They don't say
probably like dumb fat lady. Yeah. Pencil neck. I remember me and my brother's favorite movie growing up was Smokey and the Bandit. It was our favorite movie, and we quoted all the time, still do to each other like old men do, you know, quote all of our favorite shit, and still talk to each other like we're Sheriff Buford T. Justice and shit. But yeah, we used to love watching the edited version of that because they would show it on TV, you know, like at night or something, and just the shit that they changed stuff to, like, you know, lard ass to be like pencil neck, you know, just
It doesn't even match
so
up.
ridiculous. No, they didn't even try.
I was an adult before I realized that in Back to the Future, when the first time he sees the time machine being used with the dog, that he didn't say, "Geez Louise, Doc, you disintegrated Einstein," because we had a version that was taped off of TV that we watched a million times. And I was full on an adult before I saw that it was, "Holy shit, Doc, you disintegrated Einstein." Like, it never occurred to me that wasn't just exactly the way it was written and filmed.
Doesn't he say "God damn it" to you before he says "you bastards" or something too? Like he says "you bastards." I thought he said "God damn it" too, but maybe I just made that up. Maybe I wanted Michael J. Fox to say "God damn it." You guys realize that
maybe he tried, but he couldn't get through it.
but he just
God damn.
He doesn't talk like that. You guys, I get asked this all the time, like if I get starstruck, and like there's sometimes some people I've met where I've gotten a little bit nervous or whatever, but never as much as when I was at the Grammys and I saw all these famous people that I expected to see, like BB King shook my hand, and you know, met Dave Grohl and all of these people, Robin Williams, saw Elvis Costello P. I looked at his TT, you know, like the whole thing. And then I was fine until Michael J. Fox walked into the room, and I was just like, what the fuck? It was like my whole childhood had just, you know, all of the movies and TV shows and all of that stuff that he'd been in. It fucking freaked me out. That's the end of that story.
Well, I hope you didn't ask him to salt your food for you.
Well, there was no food or drinks at that thing. In fact,
goodness, because he would have spilled it
everywhere. Yeah. Well, I'm sure he has somebody that holds it for him.
Drink holder.
Yeah. And then he just drinks through a straw.
Come on, cup holder. Follow me this way.
Follow me. Follow me. Riddle me this. The fuck am I talking about? So that dude gets his feet run over, and he says the most racist thing maybe in the history of 80s movies. And
you don't think Blazing Saddles isn't racist?
That movie you could make that today for sure.
Okay. I was like, wait, what?
Blazing Saddles, you couldn't remake the credits. I mean, the whole thing is so ridiculous and great.
Well, to be fair, that was 74.
Thank you.
80s movies.
Thanks, Casey. Yeah, that's a fucking great point, actually.
Yeah, way to go.
When we do talk about like the insanity of that movie, that's 10 to 12 years before I was being marketed.
This racist
piece of shit, whatever. All right, guys. Mahoney gets thrown out because the one guy, Barbara, hit the other guy in the face with what looked like a TV dinner,
like a lasagna.
Right. That is exactly the texture.
Yeah,
you're exactly right.
Aluminum foil, like.
Yeah.
And anyway, he knocked him the fuck out with that. What did Kurt Fletcher just say? Did I miss it?
Something stupid.
I'm watching Police Academy.
I'm watching Police Academy on IFC right now. Do you have
He's
to watch?
bragging.
Oh, bragger. All right. Next, Get Out.
Who threw the first punch? That's all I want to know.
Barbara did.
Barbara?
That's right, sir.
Then he's out of here. Him and his queer dog.
Wait a minute, damn. Barbara didn't throw the first punch.
He did so.
I threw the first punch.
Oh, Mahoney, you're out of your mind. Lieutenant.
Flanks. Who would you rather have out of here?
Is that true, Blanks? Did Mahoney start it?
Yes, sir. Mahoney started it.
And Mahoney, my little pissant, you are out of the academy forever. Get your stuff. And get out. Too bad, so sad. Bye-bye.
Oh, it's so creepy.
It is creepy when people laugh like
You know what
fucking
I hate
schneibly.
a lot? When people say, like, too bad, so sad.
You don't like Too Bad, So
I
Sad?
haven't heard that in a long time.
I'm going to be honest
good.
about something. And I believe I've stated this on this show, and I might have said this on this fucking show 5 years ago when we started. I can't stand Just Saying. And if you're still saying Just Saying, I'm fucking just saying I fucking hate your guts. I can't stand it. It's something that doesn't fucking even get said anymore.
I'm
but
not sure I
people
don't
just
say
try.
that.
You fuck shit. No, you don't. There's no. We could not coexist.
Okay.
How do you feel about? How do you feel about? Know what I'm saying?
That's
I
fine.
do say that.
Well,
That's,
I
yeah, of
speak
course
English.
you do. Yeah.
I speak English
Yeah.
and I'm awake. So I know what you're saying.
Yes, I believe I do know what you were saying. Man, and it's like grown ass men going, like Trump is way better than Biden. Just saying, and it's like, okay, what the fuck? Why can't you just say Trump is better than Biden? We all know you were
Period.
just saying it.
Yeah, you just said it.
You know
You
what I
just fucking
say
said that. What?
that used to piss my brother off like so badly, and I feel like I've maybe worked my way through it. But I do what?
Oh yeah. Well, that's
That
a
pisses him the fuck off.
yeah. That's a thing that the women in your family do that.
Do what?
Yep, all of them. That yeah, that's definitely one of those things where like
It's such a dumb thing. It doesn't fucking mean anything. I don't know
No.
why I say it.
Also, sometimes you will do that when you're not in a conversation, like you've missed the first half of it.
Yeah.
And
could mean
you,
lots of
you're
things.
just coming to, from either your phone or just some random thought, and you'll just be like, do what? And
One thing that my Uncle Lonnie used to say to me that I used to always hate was, don't tell anybody that we're doing this or they're going to blame you.
Uncle Lonnie.
Come on.
I would have
Lonnie.
had an Uncle Lonnie if my parents didn't lie to me about who my father was.
I literally was sitting there. I literally almost said, "You almost had an Uncle Lonnie," but
I
it
would've-
wouldn't have made sense, and I thought it wasn't relevant.
Yeah. Had I not been lied to my entire life about who my father was, I would have fucking had an Uncle Lonnie. It would have been great. Apparently, he was a fantastic guy. Sing, play guitar,
and a great kisser.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what the girls have told me. My sisters, I mean.
Oh.
Eric is just like, there's the volley, buddy. There you go. Yeah.
Got him.
Got him. I do. The only thing I ever have said from this movie is, "Hey, free TVs." I used to fucking just yell that shit all the time as a kid because I don't know. I just always thought that was fucking funny. And but anyway, the riot is started with an apple, which again, for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. So hitting someone on the head with it. I just love the start of that scene though, where they walk up to the car like that would ever happen, despite what the police officer looks like, and he just like, is the radio bothering you? Like, there's just so many of those things in this movie, and I guess this is probably pretty much for the time where just people are just like, grunt, or just people walk around hitting their hand with sticks
Yeah,
and
that's
shit.
so weird. Did that happen?
Yeah, I mean, it did in movies, but I can't. What the fuck are they doing? Like, why don't you just carry the fucking thing? Grab another one,
or at least wear a glove. On the left.
To me, it reminds me of like standing on the corners, 40s street corner guy flipping a coin. Like nobody actually ever did that.
That's dude. That is such a good image though, because we all know exactly like what that drawing looks like.
You also don't carry a lot of cash and change anymore, so maybe there were more coin flip guys back then.
That's just it. That's what this coin
And there were
shortage
bigger
is. You know, they're
coins.
not trying to wean us off, but they know that we wouldn't have fucking let them.
No.
So they're just trying to get rid of all of it.
How would we get scratched off?
Yeah, well, that's just it.
I mean, if
they're
we
gonna have
get-
to start making them peel.
Yeah.
You know, there is no fun in it. That's what they're trying to do. They're doing away with fun.
Ugh.
The thing is they should be going the opposite way. The coins in the UK are worth more money, and it's fucking awesome. Like one coin can be worth $5 fucking $2, $1. It is kind of heavy.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to hear a funny story though?
Yes.
This is fucking great. So, Dave started working for us. Dave, my tour manager. Everybody knows him as TM Dave. He's been with me since 2005 with a little break in there to go country for a little while. But 2005, in the middle of that year, he started with me as a merch guy. Now, by 2005, we were already very, very popular in the United Kingdom and pretty popular in several other countries, but including this one, but very, very popular in the United Kingdom. And so one night we were counting in money for merch for the last 2 nights. And so it was me and him and Fro, who was my manager and best friend at the time. He's no longer on the planet. May he rest in peace. But he was always with me, and we worked and we ran Bowling for Soup together, yada yada. So we were settling all that up, and Dave had to count out all the money at the end of the night to us, right? And so he counts all this up, and I'm like, "Are you sure that's it?" "Yep, that's it. That's it." "Okay, all right, man. Well, man, wasn't really that good of a night, guys. You know, I mean, shit. I don't know what's wrong. Like, fuck. You know." And one more stab at it. "You sure that's it?" "Well, yeah, I mean, that's it. I got these like 3 bags of coins over here, but that's it." Like, dude, those aren't nickels. Like, it's not pennies and nickels or whatever. Each of those is worth £1, £2, £5, whatever. Like, there's thousands of dollars in there, you know, like it was fucking great. Anyway,
Like he's just gonna take him to coins.
yeah, he was just like, "Yeah, I don't know. You guys want to throw these away, you know, or what?" I mean, we're never gonna fucking count all
put
these
these
out,
in
right?
your center console of your car.
Yeah, exactly. Boy, we don't do that anymore either, right? I mean, I don't even really. If I didn't have the old thing of coins in the front room that I used to fill up at the end of every day, I don't know where I would find a coin right now. Isn't that
My
weird?
Pontiac Grand Am had like slots for the different types of coins in the glove compartment. Do they make those anymore? Like cars with that? Like they don't make them with cigarette lighters?
And stuff.
My Armada had the first Armada I got in 2006 had a spring-loaded thing under the console.
Yeah.
Where, you loaded that fucker up and you could take them out like
My
you know,
Equinox had one of those.
crazy. Yeah, no, not anymore. I mean,
They make that.
My Ford Focus had a dent in the back.
Ooh.
oh wow, yeah.
Fancy.
My Maserati
Dumpster.
does 185. Eagles, just put a little Eagles back in the show. Bring it full circle there. Guys, honestly, anybody got anything else to add about this movie? I mean, look, here's the. I'm gonna just go into this, and I think 80s movies for some reason, I think they just sort of took you away from reality just enough because we weren't over fucking stimulated anyway. Like we didn't have constant barrage of emails and texts and all of this. And so really a movie's job was just to sort of take you out of reality for a few minutes. And it was way easier then. This movie being about nothing and making you laugh a couple of times. And obviously, despite all of the things that are definitely not right about this movie and shouldn't have been in it, they were. That's the reason why we're trying to move forward as a civilization, as human beings, so that these kind of things don't, because that is fucking offensive as shit. I fucking totally get it, you know. And I hate that I didn't feel the same way back then. I'm glad that I do now. You know, it was just easy. They were just sort of like movies were like just sort of playing catch or hitting a tennis ball back and forth, you know, leisurely. And I feel like that's what made this movie entertaining back then. It wasn't like fucking The Matrix. It wasn't like,
it's a mindless,
you know what we get. It's a mindless fucking, which was what these was hour-and-a-half sitcoms.
Yeah.
Like we watched sitcoms because they were silly and dumb, and and that's
It's an escape.
Yeah, an escape. And now movies have to do more than that. I mean, when one is simple like this, like Dude, Where's My Car, or something like that, where even that is way more thought into that than this, I feel like we need more, we crave more. It's got to be, there's just more to it. I was thinking about the movie Hangover the other day and how refreshing that movie was to everybody and how huge that fucking movie was, because it was like, hey, here's this simple thing that happens, and then we go and we're going to do all of these little vignettes around it, and then at the end everything's fine. And
it creates a story.
Yeah. And
like there's something to follow, there's something to do.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't think too much. Obviously at the Hangover there's the twists and the turns and all that, but I think 80s movies did a good job of taking a few hours out of our day and entertaining us, and us not thinking about how it's going to take an hour and a half to make dinner that night because we were frying chicken and chicken fried steak and Salisbury steak and everything. Fucking took my mom forever to make dinner every night.
Yes.
Fucking hours.
How did they do it?
I don't know how they did it. Eric, what did you think about this movie?
So I was very entertained by this. Again, I went into it kind of thinking, just because I found it funny as a small child, I probably won't find it funny now. And in fact, I'll probably be annoyed by it. But I was pleasantly surprised. Obviously had some of the same concerns that you have expressed about it, but we are tasked, and we joke a lot about the kind of the tangents that we go off on, but all of us make it a point to watch these movies, think about them. You take really copious notes. Amy and I are constantly trying to find little tidbits that are interesting. We've got our trivia games. It's not like this podcast could be about anything if all we wanted to do was sit around and talk shit. They could just record us any day or night of the week.
Right,
but
100%.
we are tasked with watching these movies as they are, as a as a product of the time that they came out. And I think, just to get back to it a little bit, the parts where we joke, you couldn't make that today. You couldn't do that or say that today. We joke about that, but at the same time, you're allowed to be entertained by a movie that has, these parts that you don't necessarily agree with. That, as a society, we've thankfully moved past those, for the most part, or at least the public acceptance of them. So, I don't necessarily feel bad when I watch something like this and go, yeah, that was pretty fucking entertaining. Yeah, wish they hadn't said that, but on the whole, I was pleasantly surprised. I was happy to revisit this after, what must have been 35 plus years since I had seen it.
To your point, you're absolutely right. And again, I don't think that, it just hasn't been as jarring for me. Like, we haven't watched anything from my childhood that was just like with 3 or 4 things where it was just like, wow, it's been a bit. But again, there are movies that were made 30 years before this where Indians were played by Mexicans, and and that's fucking crazy, at this point. But you're right, people will still watch them and be entertained by that, because that's the kind of movies they were making at the time. So I thought it was very funny. But I do agree with you. I think it's okay to it's a slippery slope, isn't it? I mean, it didn't really ruin the movie for me, but it definitely, I would say this again, I'm not going to put this on the list of movies that my kids should watch, And I'm wondering if they probably got past most of that as it became such a popular franchise, because everybody says that 2 and 3 are better and that 3 is the best. I wonder if that's probably the movie that we'll show our kids.
Well, there's got to be some segment of our listening audience who, listens to us review a movie and decides they want to go back and watch it, right? So I think it's fair that we, put out a disclaimer that this is kind of some of the things that you might get into if you're overly sensitive to that, which is fine. If you don't appreciate that or want to hear that kind of stuff, then that's great. But I think it's also important to not dissuade people from potentially checking out a movie that they might really enjoy, in spite of the 1 or 2, 3 little here's and there's that we know now probably shouldn't have been in there in the first place. But all in all, I had a good time watching this. Didn't think I would, but I did.
Now, Amy, had you'd seen this before, right?
I'd seen it as a kid, maybe once or twice. I didn't remember much of it at all, but I enjoyed it. Other than exactly, I agree with what you guys were saying. I mean, there were times that I was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But overall, I enjoyed it.
I think, again, I don't want to keep repeating myself. I think what made me the most uncomfortable is that when one of those offensive things would be said, it would then be followed by a reaction to it. It wasn't quick and like it was, it was just like, okay, this is fucking very uncomfortable.
Yeah. But again, because then it wasn't a big deal.
Right. Yeah. And it should have been, right?
It kind of, and that's exactly what I was going to say. It makes me sad that it wasn't.
Yeah.
And it makes me sad for the people that were involved in making the movie.
Sure.
And then people watching the movie that would have been offended by it.
Yeah. I mean, imagine that actor now.
Right.
He's probably, in his 60s, and that dude delivered two of the really big racist things in this movie. And, probably, wishes that he wouldn't have. I bet. Casey, had you seen this before?
No. I enjoyed it. Y'all all covered all that stuff, but like it was, it was an hour and a half movie. The comedy was predictable, but I think that makes it lighthearted, except for, some of the weird stuff. But, it kind of gave me the vibe of a movie that would be on TV when you're sick at home during the day.
It was all the time.
And
it was all the time.
Like Revenge of the Nerds or things like that, where you just, I can see why people enjoyed this movie. I think it's an easy watch. I don't think you have to think too much. It's not like overly smart comedy, but it's, it's still funny. I mean, I think that the acting was good. It wasn't over the top stupid, like I think Eric said, or you said. Like I think sometimes they can cross the line and go into like too much like stupid comedy. Like I think maybe the 2 bully guys were kind of on the verge of that, but that was kind of the extent. But I enjoyed it. I mean, obviously I fell asleep during when that guy's head went in a horse's butt, but that was because we stayed up late.
Actually, that is a really good point, and something that we really haven't talked about is the overall acting of this. I mean, though it's a silly movie, like really there weren't any times where you were like, that's a terrible actor.
Minus the pirate gang leader guy.
That guy was terrible. Actually, and I'm going to go also parking lot owner. That guy was fucking terrible as well.
Okay.
Parking lot customer, you've seen him in 1,000 things. Like that dude, I recognize him instantly. I think he's actually maybe even in Office Space, but that dude's been in a bunch of shit. Sean, what did you think, and had you seen this before?
Yeah, kind of go off of Amy. I saw it back in the day. I remember loving it. I had the toys, watched the cartoon. Didn't really find it real funny this time. I mean, there was parts in there, but yeah.
I didn't even know that there was a cartoon. Crazy.
Yeah.
Nor did I know there were the toys. Now, were they sex toys, like based upon the podium speech? Oh, okay. Well, that's exciting. You want to go ahead and play that last clip for us?
No Academy cadet has ever received the highest award this police department has to make. Today, there are 2. Officers Moses Hightower and Carrie Mahoney. Both expected to make a few short remarks. Officer Mahoney.
Thank you, Commandant Lassard, Chief Hurst, Madam Mayor, Mr. President, His Holiness the Pope, the King of Norway, and our other honored guests.
I don't know I've ever heard the sucking sounds. So did you add that, Sean? God damn it, that's fucking funny, dude.
So I was in my office room and I text Amanda. I'm like, hey, you're gonna hear a lot of sucking porn noises. Just disregard it. And I YouTubed it. The best ones was a baby sucking on like his thumb.
Oh, no.
So that's what I used.
I would also like to point out that George Gaines is one of the actors that Kurt Fletcher killed.
Oh God! Add it to
Remember,
the list.
it was him and what was it Wilford Brimley?
No, I don't remember that. On the because he was saying that he was dead.
Yeah.
No, because he's cursed two celebrities and killed them.
I think he cursed a third recently.
I mean, to be fair, I think it was the diabetes that cursed Wilford Brimley more than it was anything else.
Yeah, diabetes. Well, that was fun, guys. We don't have any mail this week. Probably for the best. We all need to get Eric feel better. Amy, also get some rest. Jonathan, is this going to come out on Friday or next Friday? Right. So we actually do, guys, after this, if you don't mind, if you're on the show, stick around for a calendar meeting, please. And we're going to go watch Teen Mom. But before that, Eric, how can people connect with us?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. Our website is jarrettgoestothemovies.com. On Facebook, check us out at Jarrett Goes to the Movies, and there's also a Jarrett Goes to the Movies fan page. On YouTube and Twitch, that's where you can catch us live stream these things. It's Jarrett Goes to the Movies. We ask that you would subscribe and turn on notifications. On Instagram and Twitter at Jarrett Movies. Patreon, that's how you can join the winning team. Support the little podcast that could. Patreon.com/Jarrett Goes to the Movies. Email us, jarrettgoestothemovies@gmail.com. You can text us or leave us a voicemail. Whichever you decide to do, the number remains the same, 714-451-6029. That's 714-451-6029. Don't forget to join us next week when we discuss the film Rain Man.
All right, I'm excited about that. Like I said, the schedule is going to change a little bit because we did miss last week, and actually, I think we had to cancel a couple over the last couple of weeks. So we'll get that all figured out. We'll get all that updated for you. Hope you can always join us when we do have a live episode. Before you hear it, you can hear it and watch it. It's fucking great. It comes out on Twitch. You can follow us there or on YouTube, as Eric said. Thank you for sharing. It's another great way that you can help us spread the word. Share our posts, please, and make sure that you make those public. Thanks for sharing this time around. David Kendrick, Woody Chambers, Chris Pulse, Barry Ferguson, Jess Sane, Stacy Olson, Jess Sane. Jess,
oh my gosh, it's just saying.
God damn it. Jess saying, fuck. Stacy Olson, Celeste Mary Meadows, Geraldine Darling, Fiona Freeman, Simon Rogers, Penathan Moore.
Penis.
Peanut and more. Should we get Casey to say it?
Oh.
Bishop, Gage Strickland, Vinnie Cataldo, Jailhouse Walk, Hibachi House, and Kung Food. We appreciate y'all listening. We will see you down the road.